Good morning. We'll kick it off with a little weather. I think it's a good plan. Partly mostly sunny, hot though. Humid with an isolated afternoon thunderstorm possible. A high of 92. Tonight clear, mild with a low of 68. On Friday, partly to mostly sunny. Still warm, but not as humid with a high of 87. So a beautiful day. Looks like a great weekend. Well, some thunderstorms passing through, but it's that time of year, you know. So, yeah, we'll just go with today. 92 today. It's going to be hot and humid, no question. Maybe an afternoon thunderstorm. We shall see. It's partly cloudy and 72 right now. I was just sitting here talking to Brittany about, a couple of things that have popped up. There's a successor, NIH select successor to Fauci. She looks like a bigger douchebag than Fauci. How's that going to go? She's got that smile on her face like, I'm going to bury all of you.
Oh, no.
What do you think of that action? I'm going to get really political. You know how you can tell by looking at people's faces? It doesn't matter if they're left or right either. You look at their face, you can tell they're very political people.
Well, what's her name?
Her name is, I'll click on it and I'll find out her name right now.
Brittany Arneson.
That's her
God.
name.
Mm-hmm. I should be somewhere else.
Yes, putting people in the ground is where you should be. Throwing out first pitches at ball games.
And without your mask on, by the way, like
That's
everybody
right.
else had to wear. He didn't, but everybody else did. Mm-hmm. I just love our politicians. And again, I don't have a selection between the two. Her name is Jean Marazzo.
Okay.
Jean Marazzo, known for her work on sexually transmitted infections, will start the job in the fall. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. It's like everything else in the government. We've just got phenomenal people lined up to lead the way, don't we?
Well, let's hope for the best.
Is this the best we have here? Is this really? You look at television every night and see these politicians, you go, that's the best we got, huh?
Well, it's not the best we have. The best we have are too smart to get into politics.
Well, that's a
yeah,
good point.
Exactly. Don't go the government route.
Yeah.
That is a good point, although you get, the last three presidents pretty much have become billionaires. Well, I guess Bush already was a billionaire, and so was Trump. But you got your Obama and your Biden. Biden's aren't quite at the billionaire status yet, but they're trying to steal enough to make sure they'll get there with all these other pigs.
I heard a great joke the other day. I thought of you, Tom. Steve Byrne had a joke where he said, did you guys see that Donald Trump said he proposed to buy the FBI? Can you believe that? No word on if the Clintons are going to sell it yet.
Yeah, well, there you go. That's a great line. Who came up with that?
Yeah, Steve Byrne.
That's phenomenal. Yeah. See, that's how life should be right there. It's like, you know what, folks? Politicians, don't you blow it out your ass. I love that stuff. You think we'll ever get a handle on that again?
No.
Is it because we're too separated? We're either a Democrat or a Republican, and that's just how it is. Is that part of the problem?
I think that I don't know, because a part of me agrees with you because I hang out with the generation where it's really polarizing, and then a part of me disagrees with you because I don't think anybody my age or younger really cares about where people stand on politics. I think we're a little burnt out with it.
I hope you're right, because the last smart ass that lipped off to me was about 30.
Yeah, that one stuck with you.
Well, it's just, who the hell do you think you are, pal?
Maybe he wanted it to stick with you. He was like, there are people in this world
that smart.
that want to make an impact on people that are impressive, and I think he wanted to.
He didn't. You weren't there. I'm telling you, he didn't. He was that stupid.
Oh, okay.
He was a handsome young guy. And I just think he was too stupid to realize, I don't know you. You're lucky I don't kick you in the nuts, you dope.
Why are you hanging out with handsome people?
I was just going to say, why this is on you, my friend, for hanging out with 30-year-old good-looking people.
What?
That is, you
Why?
should stop doing that.
So I should never go to the practice tee at Golden Valley again.
Never
Is that
again.
what you're saying?
Exactly.
Yes.
I wasn't hanging out with him. He just happened to be other. Well, he was being instructed by a friend of mine who's a golf coach. And here's, for people who haven't heard, I walked by and I said hello to my friend, and they were talking some politics and blah, blah, blah. And the young guy said to me, so what do you think? And I said, well, I got to be honest with you, I'm pretty centrist. I don't agree with the left or the right. And he goes, oh, you're one of those. I felt like saying, how'd you like to be one? You see that cemetery? How'd you like to be one of those?
He was
Shut
waiting.
up, kid.
He was waiting for you. He wanted an interaction. That guy.
He had no idea who I was.
Yeah,
None.
I don't believe you at all.
You don't have to believe me. I was there. Here's what I love about people like you. You weren't even there, but you know more about it than I do.
No, I'm just
You're
telling
a dope.
you.
I said you're a dope. You heard me.
People talk and they're like, that's Tom Barnard before you came
No,
over. That
he had
guy's
no
known
idea.
who you were
Nope.
forever.
No way.
Well, I don't believe that he didn't know who you were, because I feel like otherwise this guy is just walking around constantly being an asshole, which also can be true.
That's exactly. I'm telling you, because of the way he comported himself. He's one of those guys like to stick his chest out, one of those deals.
Yeah.
Nice tits, buddy. That's all I have to say.
I know.
Right?
I avoid attractive people as much as I can.
That's why. I suppose because, I tend to be in love with my wife. I wasn't really all that attracted to him. But no, I was just talking to my friend, and he stuck his nose in the conversation.
Yeah.
If he had shut up, that would have been fine. Would have worked out.
I really need your help.
On what?
Go-Go's biting people.
Oh,
I know.
No.
And by people,
No.
it may or may not be also other babies.
Why don't we do this? Why don't I pick up Go-Go and go find that guy, and she can bite him?
Well,
We could tie the two together.
I guess that would solve both our
You
problems.
horn tootin' it would. So how old's Go-Go now?
She's a year and 2 months.
So does she have teeth?
Yeah.
Lots of teeth?
I mean, enough to leave marks.
Those things are sharp, too, those baby teeth.
They're like little razors.
They are like little razors.
I don't know what to do. I've asked, I talked to your friend Rachel. I got her opinion. I have asked other people, but anybody have tips? She can't bite other kids. I don't know what to do. I'm scared daycare is going to be like, she can't be here. Like, she keeps biting Justin. She doesn't bite me, but she gets really mad and goes in like an assassin, just, oh,
Where does she bite them?
wherever they're available.
Really doesn't matter.
Justin gets bit a lot on the shoulder because he's holding her, but she just goes in for it.
Do you think it's because that's where her brain, her brain knows that's where the nourishment comes from, is by putting things in your mouth?
Yeah, I think they talk about oral fixation because I read a
Right,
bunch about it
right.
yesterday, so I think you're onto something. I think also she just has like those big emotions and like doesn't know what to do with it, and she's like gotten
Yeah.
a reaction
Yeah.
out of that. We'll go ow or whatever, and we're trying not to. We're like setting her down when she does it, set her down, turn our backs to her, like try not to give her any sort of whatever. But how do you? I feel so bad if she goes to daycare and
She's
bites
a baby,
kids.
for God's sake. They can. Oh, other kids. Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, could you
Adults, I'm
imagine?
not worried about. The
No,
kids.
no,
Yeah.
Justin's fine.
Yeah.
You can get bit a little, I would know. But like,
Oh dear. Oh Jesus. Did I tell you I have to leave at 7:08 today?
I don't know what to do, Tom. I need a solution. I gotta reach out.
It's tough.
I gotta reach out to Alex. We went on a walk, and then I found this out after. Me and Alex went on a walk yesterday, and I found this out after. Otherwise, I would have asked her, "How the heck do you stop?" Because they can't really teach a 1-year-old much. Like
No.
they don't understand consequences.
By the way, this is just the beginning of your problem with children.
I know.
My 5-year-old grandson,
Yeah.
Sage, loves to punch me. He just loves it.
That's not good.
I know. Every time I see him, he literally wants to punch me like 10 times.
Yeah, I don't know. I disagree. I think that's what boys do. That's what they
Well,
should
I
be doing.
guess.
That's what they
I
should be
guess,
doing. They
yeah.
should be hitting and wrestling and throwing each other around. Like it's in our DNA.
Yeah, but like I think you can teach them not to punch Bop Bop.
Yeah, let's not be punching Bop Bop. What do you say? I mean, he's 5, so it doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, so it doesn't matter. But he shouldn't be. I just hope he doesn't carry it over to other people.
I mean, let's be honest. I was terrified of the idea of going up to my grandpa and punching them.
Well, I know.
That's
Yeah.
pretty crazy. Like I know you're like a young and we forget, but like you are his grandpa. Like Sage, don't punch your grandpa. Like I feel like that's the only conversation we need to have.
That'd be good. I've had it with him several times. I'd like to point that out
He's
to you
a
as
smart
well.
kid.
But I love being around the grand. Like last night, we took him to dinner with us, and
Yeah.
Fawny, it's so. I don't know where she got this. I have no idea. She's 7 years old, and her favorite thing is calamari.
Okay.
How the hell does a 7-year-old? That's your favorite thing in the world is calamari. I mean, it's delicious. Don't get me wrong.
My daughter's favorite meal when she was about that age was miso salmon.
No, so there you go.
Yeah, kids. Yeah, remember,
There you go.
basically we had Kraft mac and cheese. That was our favorite meal. And if you were good, Mom would throw a little bit of hot dog in there.
I
Oh
know.
yeah.
Sure.
Pristine.
Yeah, no, my she's got a wine taste on a beer budget.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of people like that. There's no question about that. But yeah, it's all in all, it was a great. Did you guys have a good night last night?
Yeah, went and saw Clutch last night at the Palace.
Yeah, how was that?
Amazing. Oh, great. First off, if you get a chance to go to the Palace, go to the Palace.
Oh yeah, I've been a bunch.
Don't go to the Palace during a Loud Rock show because
Yeah.
it's all cement.
Yeah.
And so if it gets too loud, I definitely wore earplugs last night.
Did you guys do seats or did you do general?
Just general admission.
Yeah.
But we got there early because both my girlfriend and I don't know if you've noticed, we're a little on the short side. So we got there early, and there's a rail that's like probably about 20 feet back from the stage. It's up a little bit higher. So we kind of just got ourselves right up against that rail so we could see, because we went to a show at First Ave like a week ago, and I could see half the stage.
Yeah,
because it sucks. It sucks when you're short. And tall guys, they're not courteous to short people. They just stand where they stand.
Yeah.
So I'm constantly on my tiptoes. My calves are burning by the end of a show. So
Dang.
yeah, so we got there early last night. But yeah, downtown St. Paul. She had never really been. She lives in Minneapolis, and if you live in Minneapolis, St. Paul does not exist.
I know, right?
Like, apparently.
It is so weird.
I know,
Isn't that
isn't
weird?
it? I know.
I've never been that way.
Yeah.
Never. I love St. Paul.
Yeah.
Love
Same.
Minneapolis.
Going there tonight.
Yeah, but we had gone downtown and we had a bite to eat. My brother, the brother that I met
Recently.
in my 30s,
Yeah.
he came down for the show from northern Minnesota.
Fun. Did you have a blast?
Yeah, great time. Yeah.
The Palace is perfect for like somebody on a piano singing.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful because the acoustics in there, you can hear every little thing. But yeah, a rock band, I've never heard a rock band there. That's got to be...
Well, they built the place in like the 30s or something. So they
Yeah.
built it for
Yep.
a piano or, but so when you throw a bunch of speakers in there and a guy's pounding on drums, it gets a little loud.
Yeah, First Avenue bought that only like 6-7 years ago and had a hell of a time trying to renovate it. I mean, they were going to open that probably like a year prior. Their game plan was to what they actually could open it, just because all the logistics with that old building.
Yeah.
I'm still pissed off at St. Paul because Pozzaluna closed.
Oh, we'll
Love that place.
I'll give him the finger. I just don't know what
Yeah,
location
there you
I'm
go.
at.
Let's see. If that'd be west.
Is it? I'm in the building. Let's see. I go up the elevator. I have to think of. I know where I am when I'm outside, but whenever I get
That's
to the building,
good. That's good that you know where you are when you're outside.
But my husband never knows which way's
I know.
northwest.
There are people like
Yeah.
that.
I like blows my mind. I'm like, yeah, just head and he's like, which way? I'm like, and he's super like, I mean, he hunts, he does all these things, but I'm always like, don't you just pick a road and like go off that?
It'd be good.
Yeah, I'm headed to the Saints Field tonight.
Yeah, that sounds like a good time.
Yeah, I feel like I should have even thought of asking Alex if she wants to bring her kiddos. They have the Cat Video Festival, and you get to sit on the field. It's awesome.
It's a great stadium.
It's so fun there,
is,
and
yep.
should be a nice night too.
A little warm. It's going to be warm.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
But you don't mind that. Hey, last night it was warm and we were sitting outside and a little breeze came up. As long as you're sitting in the shade, a little breeze, it's fine.
Yeah.
You're good to go. I did see, by the way, I don't want to spend a lot of time on this, but I did see this morning again, politically opposite news reports. This hot weather's because of climate change. The other side shows absolute proof that it's not because of climate change. It's like, you guys making money off of our misery. You make money by scaring your viewers.
I
That's
know.
real nice.
I know.
Jesus, you disgusting pigs.
It's why it's like you get mad at me, but I get
mad at you just for breathing.
This is true. I have trouble turning on the news because I don't
blame you.
I don't like that anxious feeling.
You got to find, and I'm still trying to find a centrist one, and I can't find one.
I only believe whatever Chris Egert tells me.
Well, yes, that's,
Especially since I found out he's a cat dad.
Yeah, he is a cat dad. That's exactly right. And Hannah's back, which really
I
helped.
know, with little baby Brady.
She did the weather this morning on Channel 5, so that was nice. What a pleasant person.
I know, little baby Brady.
Why
3
don't you
months
calm
old.
down.
That's so cute. I looked at photos of because Chris
did you?
posted like, "Hey, welcome back," and there was little pictures of him, and he was okay. I have to admit it. Boy clothes has gotten a lot cuter. Boy clothes
Have they?
now, yeah, like little baby boy clothes that used to just be pretty cut and dry.
Yeah.
But they got some cute stuff now.
I know. My favorite sweatshirt was one my grandmother made me with Bart Simpson on it that said he was eating an ice cream cone and it said don't have a cow, man. That was what I wore.
Your mom,
don't
I mean,
have a
grandma
cow.
made that. How?
I remember you had back in the day. You had like you pressed the yarn into the shirt. There was
That's so cool.
and yeah, but it was like a stencil. It wasn't like she just
Still.
yeah. So but that's what I wore on my first day of school.
Yeah.
was my Bart Simpson don't have a cow, man. Yeah.
Boy clothes used to be like just
Yeah.
terrible, and now
Lame.
it's like overalls and so cute.
Yeah.
I'm right here wearing my black sweatshirt. Leave me alone.
Both of you.
Oh, we're both wearing a
Both
black
of you
sweatshirt.
just
Yeah.
Well, on a day it's going to
boring.
be 92 degrees.
Yeah. We were at the concert last night, and my girlfriend, who's just like, she's short and pretty and blonde.
She's gorgeous.
She was like, I should have worn like a yellow dress just to add some color into this place. I'm like, you're hanging out with 40-year-old virgins. Like, look at these people.
Don't do too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And don't get too whipped up. That's very true. Ladies and gentlemen, stream the Tom Barnard Show on the app or the website and listen for at least 1 hour a day and be entered to win a pair of tickets to Pink and Pat Benatar in concert. It's at Target Field on August 10th. My God, that's a week from tonight already. Can you believe that?
No, I can't. That's insane.
August 10th is a week from tonight already. But the times are flying,
Oh,
baby.
my God.
Unfortunately. No, that's good, though. So, yeah, you can register to win a pair of tickets to Pink at Pat Benatar in concert, Target Field, August 10th. Listen to our show on the stream for an hour each day and win. Tickets are compliments of Killebrew old-fashioned root beer and cream soda. We got to take a break. Oh, the break alarm just went off. I just heard it. Ding.
Ding.
We'll be right back. I am so happy to welcome back our longtime friends, Sabre Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, to the show. I've known Steve, the owner, for many, many years. Just had dinner with him last week. Just he and his wife, great people. I completely trust Sabre to keep my house comfortable because they always do. Why? Sabre does everything the right way, and they always put the customer first, which is not BS. That's true. I love the team at Sabre because their service experts are experienced NATE certified technicians. They're not salespeople. Their pricing is completely upfront, and they fix only what needs to be fixed, nothing more. Sabre's dedicated to giving customers what they need, when they need it, and at the fair price. Keeping your family safe and comfortable without breaking the bank, of course. Give Sabre Heating and Air Conditioning a try. I know they'll take care of you just like they've taken care of me and my family and my friends. Whether you need a new Bryant furnace or air conditioner replaced or just simply need a service call to get you going again, go to saberheating.com. That's SABRE heating.com. Sabre and Bryant, whatever it takes.
Hi, I'm Mike Bryant, and I'm driving my car safely and legally communicating on my phone. Minnesota law allows a driver to use their cell phone to make calls, text, listen to music or podcasts, and get directions by voice command or single-touch activation without holding your phone. Violations are very expensive.
The National Safety Council reports that cell phone use while driving leads to 1.6 million crashes per year, and nearly 400,000 injuries are caused by texting and driving. Not surprising, since 4 seconds with your eyes off the road is like driving the length of a football field blindfolded. And research shows that just 2 seconds increases the risk of an accident up to 24 times. Texting may only take a second, but it can end your life or ruin it forever. Please, drive safely and stay alive.
Find Bradshaw and Bryant, personal injury attorneys at minnesotapersonalinjury.com.
Bradshaw and Bryant.
I'm here talking with my friends Michael Bilski and Brad Huckle of North American Banking Company. Guys, it seems like banking has changed quite a bit since you first opened your doors in 1998.
Yes and no. In 98, we didn't have online and mobile banking like we do today. Many banking processes have also changed. One thing that hasn't changed is we still provide a true community bank experience right here in the Twin Cities.
Our team takes the time to get to know our customers and their goals. This creates a relationship that is unique in banking today and one our customers appreciate. It's why we like to say we provide a better banking experience.
You're absolutely right, Brad. I've been a customer for a long time. The service your team provides is phenomenal.
Thanks, Tommy.
So why not bank with my banker, North American Banking Company, a better banking experience, member FDIC, equal housing lender. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. The lovely and talented Tim Slagle right next to me, which works out.
I don't know if I'm so lovely this morning.
I got to show everybody something here because we are on YouTube. Tim and I, you and I have known each other, what, 20, 25 years? More?
At least.
Longer
Yeah.
than that, probably. But look at Uncle Timmy's picture that he puts out.
Oh, nice.
Okay, Ward Cleaver.
Right?
Why don't you settle down with that picture?
And like your vibe is very relaxed here, and in there it's very formal. Your photo's very formal. So it's just,
But friendly.
yeah.
That's,
but friendly.
Yes.
I can't use that photo on Facebook.
Why not?
They say it promotes tobacco use.
Shut up.
Yeah, every time, and
It made me
I'll
want a
forget.
cig.
I'll forget. I'll make an ad, and it'll be like in the corner or something of the ad, and I'll put it up on Facebook, and then they'll say, no, we couldn't run your ad. It promotes tobacco use.
They are right, though. I saw it, and I immediately want to light up.
Way to go, Tim. Way to go. She's got lung cancer now.
Wanted to light up a big old stinky pipe.
Yeah.
But you know what I love about that? Those are the same people that are promoting smoking marijuana.
Yeah.
You're still inhaling smoke. It's not good for you.
Yeah. I have a lot of friends that they'll say, well, I don't smoke cigarettes anymore since I started vaping.
Like, okay.
Look, that practice is like 5 years old, okay? We have no idea what's going to happen.
No.
It took
Right.
us 100 years to realize that cigarettes caused lung cancer.
Right.
And you don't know. You're going to... Anyway.
All right, I got to get very serious here. Tim Slagle in studio, ladies and gentlemen. Tim Slagle is an American stand-up comedian, writer, editor, and a political pundit. How many people still call you a pundit? I hear that all the time. The political pundit.
Yeah, that's funny. The same people that say pundit are the ones that take the T out of important.
Yeah, important. That's very important that you say that. And I, honestly, and then it goes back to when he and I first met, but that was many decades ago, so never mind. Tim, it's always great to see you. Seriously, I am so happy. We've had people starting to come in again. It's been 2-3 years. I mean, it's been all that COVID crap. Well, I saw you in the last couple of years. Maybe it was longer than that.
I don't know. I think this is the first time I've seen you.
That might be.
Since before the pandemic.
So like 3-4 years.
Because I've been on. I did your show with you, but it was always a phone in. I never did.
That's true. Yeah.
I think it's the first time we sat together live since the pandemic. So. Glad to see you made it through.
Oh, you too, man. It's lost a couple of people, unfortunately, but what are you going to do?
Yeah.
What can one say? Well, we just talked about smoking. I've lost more to alcohol and cigarettes than I have to COVID, though.
I've lost a lot to alcohol. But the buddy I started with in comedy, he no longer with us, and the kid was brilliant.
It was Lou Costello, I want you to know. It was a few years ago.
No, Lou Costello stole his style. Are you kidding?
There you go. There you have it. Now, we used to sit and have these conversations, and I'm so happy that people are starting to come in studio because we were, from what I understand, the first morning show over at the Q to bring comedians in studio, that it had never been done before. Like Bob Hope would come into the old AMs and that kind of deal. But
when the USO tour was in town.
Yeah, that's exactly right. But yeah, we just started having people in, and I started meeting. There are I could name a couple that I'm not wild about, but comedians in general, I have so much fun with because it's very even keel. I mean, like you and I can talk politics. Nobody gets all pissed off that's listening to us because, you lean one way or the other. You have a very intelligent approach to that, don't you think?
Me personally, intelligent?
Yeah.
You're
right.
If I was intelligent, I would have learned how to juggle.
Ooh, making big money. Yeah, making the big dough, baby.
I don't know how bright that is. We'll. Oh my God, Robert Baril.
Robert came in at the same. Boy, we got some production on this show. This is unbelievable. Robert, how are you?
Good, man. Yourself?
Okay, do you mind staying for 2 hours?
Yeah, no, I got nothing to do.
I love this.
I'm sure Robert and I could have some fun talking politics too.
Oh, you got a little. Is there a little imbalance? No, but I don't mind that. I really don't mind that unless somebody goes off the deep end for no reason. Matter of fact, I'll ask you both about that in just a second because it affects both of you. So, Robert, you tend to lean a little more liberal.
A little.
He goes a little. But what we're going to do today...
I have a sense of humor about the whole thing, which I think
That's
is
how it
more
should
than you can say for, yeah.
For, you mean like the guy named Tim that I met before? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
No, I actually like this because to tell you the truth, it's going to be, and I hate to put the onus on the two of you, but it's going to be people like you two. They're going to be charged with bringing people back together because we just talked about the story 10, 15 minutes ago. I was walking along, I was over at Golden Valley hitting some golf balls, right? And I saw a friend of mine, he's a golf instructor, and he's talking to this young guy. And I walked by and I started talking to my friend, and they were talking about some political deal. I don't know what it was. And the young guy looks at me and he goes, so which way do you lean? I got to be honest with you, I really don't. I'm pretty much a centrist. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I try to look at both sides. And he looks at me and goes, oh, you're one of those. Like, is there anywhere I could be that'd be okay with you? Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up very Democrat. My mother loved JFK because she was Catholic.
Sure.
That was a very, very big deal to my mother. And now, of course, she could. I don't know if she would have liked no, she absolutely would have liked you know that I always almost refer to our president as Putin.
Oh, God.
It's that for some reason it comes into my head
I think
first.
it ends with an N, kind of that.
With
like,
an N and like 5 letters or 6 letters or whatever the hell it is. But I don't mean to do that.
No.
But by
The current president they refer to as Putin?
Yeah, he's actually Xi is actually running the country right now, isn't he?
I think you're right about that.
It's like, I don't think I can't picture him riding a bear anywhere. I can't picture or a rhinoceros or whatever.
I don't care where you fall politically, but when he fell on that bike, that was the most relatable thing, getting your foot stuck in one of those little pedal things.
Really?
When Biden did? Yeah. That's happened to me so many times. Have you ever been in one of those clicking bikes?
How do you get that stuck in a pedal?
How do you not get that thing stuck in
That's
a
what
pedal?
I'm saying. Because I got some talent.
Yeah, right.
Does Biden doesn't have those clicking things? I think he's still got training wheels on his bike.
Well, I think the fall is proof that those training wheels aren't there, Tim. I think the training wheels
Oh, yeah. I am going to love this show. It's like the old days, baby. We used to have, probably back in the day, I did the morning show on KQR. I did it for 37 years. And we were the first morning show in America to bring comedians into the studio. And I loved it. I still love it. But then, Tim and I were talking about the last 4 years because of COVID. Nobody has been coming in. So we've had about 3, 4, 5 people in so far. It's coming back. It's the great joy that I have doing radio, podcasting, whatever. I love being around. Well, I mean, take a gander. Look at the guest list that Joe Rogan has on. It's all you guys.
Yeah.
He goes with almost all comedians. That's a very, very smart move.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's a symbiotic relationship with radio and comedians. I think radio guys, comedians. It's the same exact thing. Moving from town to town, lots of divorces.
Not showering. That's another.
Not showering. Yeah. Substance abuse, inability
What's
to.
that?
It's very similar, and the difference
Tim,
is.
Don't look at Brittany when you say substance abuse.
Okay.
I'll be falling off the wagon. And can you see him already double fisting today?
I'm impressed.
Yeah, I'm impressed.
What do I say?
Somebody pointed out the difference between comics and radio is that we all work these shitty small. I can say that, right? We're on a
say whatever
podcast.
you want.
Yeah, okay. We work these shitty small towns, but the difference is that we're only there a week. And radio guys are there for 2 months.
Yeah.
So,
Which explains the substance
before they
abuse
move on.
issues.
Yeah, exactly.
And the divorce, yeah.
My first break on a station up in Grand Forks, North Dakota. I worked, out of my 52 years in the business, I've worked like 51 years here. And I worked in Grand Forks and Fargo for like 3-4 months at a time. But my first break on KNOX, 1972, I think it was. I go on here and I got a pretty gruff voice, and I had just moved out of the city for the first time. I had always lived in North Minneapolis, so I didn't really have an accent, but I had a way of talking that wasn't normal up in Grand Forks. First call I ever took in Grand Forks was, and he didn't use this phrasing, but I will for a reason, get that big N off the air. Ooh. Hey, welcome to town, Tom. You can call me Uncle Tom if you want. That's fine. That works for me.
How do you even respond to that? Like,
I was like,
okay.
Okay.
I'm on it. Bye.
I'll get that done, sir. Hey, I'll see you at the meeting tonight.
I would put what I used to do.
Yeah, it's the theater of the mind. Yeah. Your mind creates the scenario that on radio.
When I worked overnights at KQ, what I would do when I'd get a call like that or some gross call, is I'd be like, yeah, 1 second, let me put you on hold. And then I would just never deal with it ever again. And if they'd called back, I'd just, yeah, let me put you on hold. Like, there was something meaner in my mind about making them wait on hold than actually hanging up on them.
No, I understand. I would have wasted their time. That's good.
Yeah.
Of course, in those days, you didn't have to say N-word, did you? In those days, it was part of the vernacular.
Yeah, I guess.
You figure
in certain areas.
50 years ago. Yeah.
Not everyone's vernacular.
Not
but
everyone.
I think a few people were keen enough at that point to not.
No, it was tossed about liberally in the Johnson White House. So.
That's true.
Still probably in Paula Dean's house, I would imagine, but for most people there.
You know what's sad about that, though? Honest to God, Robert, I'm not kidding. I still cannot picture her in my mind. I've heard her name a million times.
Well, you're not missing anything. Yeah,
well, good. I'm glad to hear that. That's good news.
That was the one that came out that everyone was like, they initially was
the
like
cook.
Yes, with the butter and
that's what you're
everything.
talking about. Okay.
Everyone would have that moment where everyone was shocked for a half second, then they go, no, actually that makes sense. That actually lines
Did
up.
she say something really
She used the N-word. She was like,
did?
Yes, and like there was like
Will
all
the
this,
Jews eat ham? Yeah. Did she go with that?
Well, she was like this like southern like home style cooking that kind of had this like.
Where was she? Was she on one of the?
She was everywhere.
Oh, was she? Okay.
I think I still have like a Paula Deen air fryer. Ooh, should I get rid of that? No, I can't.
You're racist.
I'm broke.
Okay.
But like.
It's a pretty good air fryer.
I mean,
you gotta give Paul what she lacks in, advanced views on race and equality. The air fryer, though,
and also butter is delicious.
Yep.
There's some universal truth.
I missed the Paula Deen scandal. When did this happen?
Oh, a long time.
Forever ago.
Okay. I totally missed it.
Didn't they kicked her off TV for a while, didn't they? If I remember
I don't think she's anywhere now.
She's not?
A little bit. She's still around.
I think she's teaching history in Florida somewhere. I think she's security Department of Education. No, not Palm Beach.
Not in Palm Beach. I'm here to tell you that ain't happening.
Palm Beach it's so wild to think because I always just think of my parents and you guys. It's weird to think that there are children that go to school in Florida.
Oh, yeah.
It like blows my mind that there is like a whole normal world down there.
I get it. I've told Tim this story before. You might not remember, but Robert, we have a little dog. He's a Cavalier King Charles, and he's named after the song "Hey Jude." Right?
Okay.
It's just Jude. And when you call for him in Palm Beach, heads due to Jude. Like, no, Judah, but that doesn't work either.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's the whole problem.
Not great. That's why you got to throw that Y and just call him Judy.
Oh, it's kind of a reverse of that old joke, sit Whitey.
I love sit Whitey. That was, honest to God, I've been far too good. I love having comedians in studio. I just love it, always have. Now there's 3 of you in here. You got Rudy back there holding down court. But I've always loved being around comedians. Well, there are a couple I wasn't wild about, but not many. I think there's only been one.
I think I know who you're talking about, and I think that only goes one way. I think you're fine with them, but they seem to have an issue with you.
Cosby? Are we talking about Cosby?
Yeah.
That was Cosby.
Probably a pretty solid Cosby.
I also have an air fryer by him too.
Yeah. He's actually on the show on Friday, so yeah.
Cool.
Great.
Well, a lot of people are hungry when they wake up, so it makes sense.
That actually lines up.
Absolutely.
That's a terrible joke.
Wasn't Cosby?
This is a podcast, right?
Do whatever you want.
Okay.
Do whatever you want.
Wasn't
Robert,
Cosby supposed to be touring again? Wasn't the?
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah,
Did that ever happen, or did that?
It's supposed to be coming up. They have dates on the books.
That
Absolutely.
is
let me find out. But yes,
is that true?
Yeah.
Huh?
Holy.
You guys ever met him?
Never
I've
met the
not,
cause.
I sat down with him because he was appearing. I think it was Mystic Lake.
Yeah,
where
you guys.
he was.
You brought the whole family to the stand-up, right?
Yeah, exactly. And then they asked me to go backstage and say hello to him and all the rest
Yeah.
of it. That milky eye gets to me. I will tell you honestly. Could you put your hand over, do that?
It's full of Jell-O pudding.
Jell-O pudding. First thing he says to me is this: "I suppose you're all going to want a picture." I'm like, "Oh God, that's where we're starting." Okay, great. Not a pleasant person. He wasn't a jerk, but you could tell he didn't give a rat's ass that you were there.
Yeah.
How long ago was this? Was this pre?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Yeah.
It was after.
Well, yeah. It turns out
That'd be a good interview to get. It's like mid and during.
This was actually not very long before it all came out, though. Like a couple of years.
Right.
It was wild because I remember you'd met him, and then we're all like, gulp.
Yeah,
So-
and Tom's telling the ladies, don't take anything to drink from him.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
If he offers a drink, refuse it.
We brought our own water. You just constantly. We brought our own water.
You're still bringing your own drinks to the show.
this day.
Don't
Yeah.
trust me either. So yeah.
I don't trust
comes in,
any of you
Brittany
guys.
is here. That's it. No, the two guys that were a little difficult to deal with was what the hell? Rich Hall. Remember, is he even around anymore?
The Sniglets guy.
The Sniglets guy. Yeah, that
Yeah.
guy.
I have no frame of reference.
I
for
don't
that.
know what that is, and I feel like
yeah.
should we have bleeped that?
You know who he is? He was on Saturday Night Live.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See, I don't remember him Saturday Night Live. I just remember the Sniglets thing. Is that he came up with words that do not exist but should.
But should, yes.
And that was his little. That was his little. You might be a redneck if. And,
Okay.
Yes.
And the only word I can remember is tub swizzling.
Tub swizzling.
Yeah, and that's when you swish around the bathtub to mix the hot water with the cold.
What?
It's a thing
Doesn't
I
the
do.
faucet do
Yeah,
that?
exactly.
Yeah.
Tub swizzling. Yeah.
Kind of go this way and it kind of mixes together.
No.
I could
Sometimes
see
you'll
how
be-
this guy would be an unpleasant.
Robert's done with him. That got him. He
Robert,
said no.
I'm not kidding you. The whole interview, he would not answer me, and he kept reading his book. The whole interview.
Could you imagine?
Could you imagine the mood I was in by the time I had to escort him out of the building?
The amount I would be sweating if that interaction was happening in front of me.
Oh, he was such a prick.
So where are you performing this week, Rich? Tub swizzling.
Tub swizzling. I'm going to tub swizzling.
Wait,
Yeah.
was he reading his own book?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Shut
absolutely.
it.
His own book.
I was thinking he had some good page turner.
Stephen King.
Right? Yeah.
No, he was reading his whole book out loud.
That-
I got that.
And now this one, the next one, was at the very beginning of him breaking big, so I could see hopefully he changed a little bit. But the most arrogant person I ever met in my life was Daniel Tosh. Oh, my God.
Oh, okay. I could see that.
That lines up.
Yeah,
Well, I like the
could
show.
see that, yeah.
I had no problem with it, but honestly, and again, it was very early in the show, so it might have just hit him how big he was getting.
Yeah.
I suppose. Still no excuse for the way he acts, but
Was he reading Rich Hall's book during the whole interview? Was that,
they were
this
talking.
person? Maybe you should read that. That could be just a good book. I mean, maybe it's. I don't know. It could
wonder-
just be a good book.
I can get it on my Kindle. I'm in.
You know, but Robert, you did that. Maybe it was you, Tom. Maybe that's the problem here. No, we were talking about that last night because there were a couple of people. You know, over the years, you guys know this. You talk to everybody, and you meet people, and you go, "You're not at all like I thought you would be." I don't say that to them, whatever. But some people turn to be like very, very nice people, and you went, "God, I didn't see that coming either."
Yeah, I got a buddy that was in pro wrestling. He was a comic in pro wrestling, and he said the heroes, the stars, are always the biggest jerks, and the
Really?
heels are the guys that
yeah.
are the nice guys. And he says it's the weirdest thing, and he says it applies to comedy too.
It's acting.
Really?
You've got Mr. Family Man, clean comedian, and he's just off stage. He's just a dirty one-eyed.
He does comedy and wrestling. Isn't the comedy brutal enough? Like, listen, I know that I just bombed, but could someone elbow
bad,
me in
Robert.
the face and pull my arm out of the socket before?
I wonder why that is. I wonder if it's like because you have to work so hard to be nice and you're exhausted by the time you get off that you're like expending something, or that like you have to go the underground route and you appreciate your fame more when you're the heel. I wonder why that is.
Sure. Well, also when you're the heel, you get it all out of your system
Yeah.
on stage. I mean, Andy Kaufman probably felt great when he would
Yeah.
walk
Yeah.
out of those wrestling rings
I bet.
after he just, you people are filthy. I'm
Yeah.
from Hollywood. He got it all out. He's probably a really nice guy.
I will tell you from personal experience, professional wrestlers, because I used to be a big power lifter back in the day. That was many years ago. So I used to hang around with a lot of professional wrestlers. I mean, like Hawk and Animal were really good friends. They're both dead now, unfortunately. But one of the great things about hanging out with professional wrestlers, because they would listen to the show and they go, "Man, I really like that one joke you told us, morning. It's unbelievable. As a matter of fact, you should tell this joke on your show tomorrow morning. It's unbelievable." So this guy, no, wait a minute. No, it was a guy. I mean, really? You're telling me a joke right now, are you?
Yeah.
Because I can't really recognize it as a joke, but, his biceps were bigger than my head, so I didn't
So you just said
criticize
yes,
him.
yes, yes.
That's very funny. I find a lot of humor in it. I got to do this part here for both of you guys. Tim Slagle, of course, at Acme Comedy Co downtown Minneapolis tonight through Saturday. Robert Baril is at 490 Robert Street, north in St. Paul, of course. Comedy Laugh. That's a great. You ever played there before?
Which one?
A Laugh Camp?
Yeah, I've done it once or twice.
That's a good spot.
Basically, yeah, pretty much every club in the cities.
Yeah.
I try to work, and it's fun.
It is. Now, where are you from originally?
Northern Minnesota. So the whole get that N-word out. Like, yeah, it's similar territory, I think, for sure. Yeah, Warroad.
Oh, and what? Jesus, were you a hockey player?
Yeah, no, this is what happens when you don't play hockey. I'd have to make the jocks laugh so I wouldn't get the shit kicked out of me. Yeah.
Well, you and Rudy got what are you, about 100 miles apart up there, aren't you?
Yeah, probably about a little bit more than that. But
more than that.
Where are you at?
Hibbing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yep.
Well, at least you have like Bob Dylan. Well, I suppose we have some professional hockey players.
Well, yeah, quite a few.
Yeah.
100 miles up there, you were probably school rivals, huh?
We would ride our snowmobiles to the hockey game all the way on the War Road.
Absolutely. That's exactly right.
We shared a girlfriend, Rudy and I. That was
We did. It was Robert's turn for 9th and 10th grade, and then I took over 11th and 12th.
Like a 75-mile drive each way for both of you.
We shared the same Paula Deen air fryer. It was a good time.
Oh,
Yeah.
Now you're talking.
And then sold it to me. Perfect.
Yep.
And then sold it to Brittany. I love that stuff. I got to ask you that. First of all, you guys, what time do you have to go?
I got time.
I think you guys should hang around as long as you possibly can.
Noon?
Sounds good to me. Oh, so you could be on the family show, too. So that'd be wonderful. God. No, I just thinking, is comedy now, because I'm watching it on television, all the rest of it, and you guys probably get asked this a lot, but I still cannot believe that people find everything to be offensive now. How do you do comedy when everything's offensive? Because the reason that I thought it was funny is because it was offensive back in the day.
Yeah.
So can you still do that? Is there any opening at all?
It's I never. I've always tried to be offensive, so it's actually easier now. People get offended easier, so I don't have to work as hard.
And I bring this up in front of Rudy all the time. I don't know if Richard Pryor would make it today. He was just so far over the top, which I love.
Or Sam Kinison, or a number of those guys.
Yes. Could they make it today?
Depends on how often they post it on TikTok. I think if they could churn out those reels, maybe. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Robin Williams probably would have been fine. A lot of crowd work stuff. I think he'd have been good. But
plus, he stole all the jokes anyway. So.
Well, absolutely, yeah.
Did he really walk up to people and say, "Look, I'll give you $50 now because I'm going to steal your joke one way or the other. I'll either pay for it or I'll just steal it from you"?
No, I heard it was actually the opposite. He was so frenetic, and I think I can say this now is that we realize now he was just coked up.
No,
we thought it was like what brilliant, what a strange mind, what a weird comedic mind. No, it was just coke frenzy. This was what he was going into.
But it was it was the booze that made him frantic, not the cocaine. The coke didn't. Yeah, because there's a really good. I read the book on him by Itzkoff or whatever, and I saw the documentary, and it was. I mean, he was on coke until Belushi died, and then he kind of decided, I'm just going to stick with the booze. And then he had his kid, and then he was sober for a long time. But it was still that frenetic thing. And from what they said, it wasn't like any ill intent. Like it was like, I'm going to steal from comics. It was just he'd watch a lot of comedy.
He would hear comedy, and then he would think that it was coming from his imagination, and it was coming from his memory.
Yeah.
And then comics would go to him and go like, you just did my bit, Robin. And he'd like pull out a big wad of cash and just, okay, here you go, sorry.
My bad.
Yeah.
So he would give them money.
He'd give them money,
That's nice
he'd give them money. He'd apologize and then pay them for the usage of the bit. So.
I heard the exact opposite, that he'd go to the other people and say, look, I'm going to pay you for your joke, or I'm just going to steal it. So that never happened.
Yeah, we talked about that because Tammy Pescatelli, when I had done shows with her, she told me the story about how his management would come like down to the Comedy Store and be like, hey, listen, by the way, he's been doing your bit. He's going to do it in his special, so we can either give you money now or you can try to fight him in court. So just take the money now.
Well, that's his manager. That's not him.
I don't think Robin Williams was Italian. That definitely sounds like listen. You're lucky you keep your legs. Yeah. All right, the bit's going. The bit's going. We can get you a new suit, but I'd say goodbye to that bit if I was you.
I got to ask a question. Are you Italian?
No, I get
look
that.
Like you
I
might
do.
Be.
No, I'm French actually. I do a whole bit
same thing.
My wife. Well, to be fair, the French didn't team up with Hitler. All right, there are a few differences.
That's a good point.
That's actually historically inaccurate. They did.
Well, we did. I mean, we surrendered. There's a difference between teaming up and being easily defeated. All right, there's
Robert.
Yeah,
I love that.
We gave them cheap rent when they occupied our territory, but there was some token opposition. Also, French did not kill Jesus. The Romans killed Christ. That's an Italian thing.
Damn,
all right,
you got something to say to that?
Exactly.
I don't care. I'm a Polak. I had
I'm a
nothing to do with
Polak.
any of this.
A very famous Polish named Slagle.
What? I was adopted. Okay.
Oh, that's adopted.
Yeah.
Okay, well, there you go.
No, I actually.
You were adopted?
Yeah, it's actually fascinating. It happened at Acme. It was Louis Lee, the owner, his wife.
Right.
Started getting in and reuniting separated families, and when she found out I was adopted, she was like, "Let me find your family. Let me find your family."
Oh, that's sweet.
And she found my mother.
That's crazy.
And
How old were you when that happened?
40.
Oh, were you actively looking, or were you like?
She just kept bugging me. She says, "Let me find your family. Let me find your family." And finally, I said, "Okay, fine, find my family. What the?
What
Go
a
ahead.
weird game show.
Here." And it was it was fascinating. It was actually when I was working at Acme is when the reunion happened. My mom actually flew in. And
No
we actually,
way.
Yeah,
From where? Where did you fly in from?
Michigan. She northern Oakland County.
So you met her before you went on stage or after?
I think it was like a Friday. She came in Friday morning. She flew in Friday morning, and then we met. And this is weird. She married my biological dad.
Wow.
But you still got
Which usually doesn't happen.
No.
It's usually when you don't do the right thing, that guy's history.
Yeah.
Is but she married she married the jerk, and
things are going well.
and I had 5 full sisters. I had never, fortunately, never met because we get along really well.
Yeah, you've never met them.
Yeah, when I met them, it was like no.
We're done with that.
So how long after meeting the mother did she ask you how much longer you're going to be doing comedy?
Well, here's why I'm bringing this whole story up. This is just
wild.
unbelievably fascinating. My dad was a stand-up comedian and county chair of the Libertarian Party.
Really?
We both had friends.
No DNA test needed for that.
Wow. No, sir. One of the sisters did demand a DNA test, but that's another story. Is Dad? Yeah, we had mutual friends in comedy. We like worked for Yoder, if you know who that is.
Yep.
We both did work for Yoder. We had friends in comedy and in the Libertarian Party that knew both of us, but never put it together.
When you met him, where you're like, I did a show with that guy at a VFW up in Marquette, Michigan.
Yeah, a long time ago.
No, when I found out he was a comic, I was trying to remember. But no, he just he didn't go much further than emceeing the local. He was like the house MC of the club in town. So.
That's wild.
Isn't that crazy?
That is a crazy story.
So why did I start that? Oh yeah, because he's Polish, and so is my mother.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
back to the Italian joke thief, Robin Williams.
Yeah.
Full circle.
There we go.
Yeah.
One thing I would ask you though, next time, Tim, don't bring up the word "dad" around Rudy, Brittany, or me.
Oh dear.
Not good.
Yeah, we got a couple of those.
They refer to it as the D word.
Yeah, the D word,
Yeah.
exactly. That's exactly right. So you guys can stay. I hope you stick around as long as you possibly can. This is a ball, man.
Yeah, I'm having
Having you
fun.
guys back in studio is huge. I've missed it so much, and it's been what 3.5 years, 4 years in some cases. Are we back? Is everybody back to coming into studio, having fun? I mean, this is phenomenal.
I would hope so. Yeah, this is a lot of fun.
Yeah, isn't it great?
Yeah.
I just love that. Robert Baril, ladies and gentlemen, is at Laugh Camp Friday and Saturday, 8 o'clock. Tim Slagle is at Acme Comedy Company downtown tonight through Saturday as well. Tim and Robert, if you have to go, I understand, but I'd love you to stay as long as you possibly can.
Yeah, I can stick around.
Yeah, I got nowhere to go.
Brittany, get out.
I was going to say, I thought you were asking me if I was like, yeah, I'm scheduled.
I got a schedule. I can't. Because we have a newswoman coming up. Well, she's more of an entertainment woman than a
Our
newswoman.
entertainment, yeah. Kristyn, yeah,
Kristyn
she's
Burtt.
great. Yeah.
I mean, it's all entertainment news now, right? Anyway, I mean,
Yeah,
that's
it's a very good point.
Yeah.
All right, we'll take a break. Be right back. The honest to God, I am so goddamn happy today. It's unbelievable. I know that sounds phony, but it's not. I love being around you guys. I really do. I have since, well, very quick reference, and Rudy and Brittany know this, the only time my father was ever nice to me is when I stood up in front of him as a 7-year-old and told him jokes. That's a true story.
Really?
That's the only time he was ever pleasant to me. So you guys are going to have to carry me through this. That kind of deal. On MyPillow's 20th anniversary, the 20-year anniversary, with over 80 million MyPillows sold, Mike Lindell and the MyPillow employees want to thank each and every one of you by giving you the lowest price in history on their MyPillows. Queen-size MyPillow's regular price is $69.98, now only $19.98, and just $10 more for king-size. MyPillow's patented fill adjusts to your exact level, like individual needs to help you get the best sleep ever. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the radio podcast square to give you Mike's, it's an amazing offer. It really is. On the queen-size MyPillow, only $19.98. See, I told you it was amazing. Enter promo code TOM. In addition to this special anniversary offer on the MyPillows, you will also receive deep discounts on all MyPillow products such as bed sheets, mattress toppers, pet beds, mattresses, My Slippers, and so much more. Take advantage of the biggest sale in MyPillow history. Go to MyPillow.com, use promo code TOM to take advantage of Mike's special offer on his MyPillow. That's MyPillow.com, promo code TOM.
Hi, I'm Mike Bryant, and I'm driving my car safely and legally communicating on my phone. Minnesota law allows a driver to use their cell phone to make calls, text, listen to music or podcasts, and get directions by voice command or single-touch activation without holding your phone. Violations are very expensive.
The National Safety Council reports that cell phone use while driving leads to 1.6 million crashes per year, and nearly 400,000 injuries are caused by texting and driving. Not surprising, since 4 seconds with your eyes off the road is like driving the length of a football field blindfolded. And research shows that just 2 seconds increases the risk of an accident up to 24 times. Texting may only take a second, but it can end your life or ruin it forever. Please, drive safely and stay alive.
Find Bradshaw and Bryant, personal injury attorneys at minnesotapersonalinjury.com.
Bradshaw and Bryant.
You need to know a guy for your auto repairs, legal issues, banking, and more. The same goes for investment advice. You need a guy to help you be successful, someone you can trust, who gets results. Well, I got a guy for you, Josh Arnold. Josh gives you straight talk, not sugar-coated advice about your financial situation. Josh has seen it all when it comes to economic and market conditions, and Josh can make sure that your retirement objectives match your investments. Do yourself a favor and call Josh now for a no-obligation, 48-minute evaluation. You've got nothing to lose, and you'll get a different point of view for your investments. Call Josh at 952-925-5608. That is 952-925-5608. You'll be glad that you did. And tell him his guy, Tom, sent you.
Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC, a security investment advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments involve risk. All comments and opinions are Josh Arnold's and do not constitute investment advice. Tom Barnard is a paid endorser.
It would have to be pretty hard to be a depressed supremacist. Like, white power, but not for me. I haven't earned it. I don't know. Maybe you guys. You seem like you're in shape. You have abs. I haven't done a sit-up in like 12 years. I'm a piece of crap. I can't. The marches today, I don't want to leave my bed. It's so warm, and I don't know. Maybe I could just take like a white power nap for 20 minutes, and that could contribute to the hate that we... Nope. All right. It's worth a shot. It's not good. I haven't done laundry in a month. None of these sheets are rally worthy. You got to bring clean sheets to a rally. That's Rally 101. These sheets have stains on them. That's a chocolate stain. What kind of message is that going to stain? Goes to the rally, got a chocolate stain on them? Like, that's not... I guess I'm just not feeling okay, KK, right now.
Nice. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Tim Slagle in studio. He is at Acme Comedy Company tonight through Saturday. Robert Baril is at Laugh Camp over at 490 Robert Street North in St. Paul. That's Friday and Saturday, tomorrow night and Saturday at 8 o'clock both nights. A joy to have you both in. And that's look, I think it's pretty obvious. My life is getting back where it should be. Mm-hmm. I love being surrounded. Am I nuts, the fact that I love being surrounded by comedians? Is that really stupid?
Yeah.
I mean, if it was all the time, yeah, I think it'd be kind of a bummer just to hear like, oh yeah, I got this gig and I didn't get that gig, or like, there'd be a lot of complaining if it was 24/7. But I certainly think, a few hours every other day or so.
Yeah, okay, that works. So we'll do it like a Monday, Thursday, Friday thing. That'd be good. No, honest to God, so many great. one of my favorite times. What was the name of the woman that was on WKRP again? She was from Minnesota.
Lonnie Anderson.
Yeah, Lonnie Anderson. She was in studio, and I didn't know he was in town, but Bobcat just comes walking through the door. Bobcat and Lonnie did not get along too well, I'll tell you that. Holy Hannah. Oh, he was just ridiculing the piss out of her, and she was getting really tired of it.
Was he still doing the character? Or was
Yeah, he was.
Okay.
Yeah, he was still doing the character at that time.
Oh,
I
boy.
wish he still did the character.
Yeah, that's got to be hard, you know.
Yeah, true.
It's people give Larry the Cable Guy a lot of grief, but you think about it, he has to do that character. You know, it's most of his comics we all do a character on stage, but we you know, it's please welcome, and then you do your character 45 minutes. You know, you're back to who you are. But Larry the Cable Guy, man, he had from the time he walked out of his house into the airport, into the hotel, into the club, on stage, until he walked back into his house, he had to be Larry the Cable Guy.
Yeah.
And that had to be exhausting.
Because how disappointed as a fan if you go up to him and he's like, hello.
Get away from me.
Don't love that.
His real name is Dan, and there's a great joke that Jeff Ross had during the roast of Larry the Cable Guy where he goes, you know, Larry the Cable Guy, you might also know him as his other failed moniker, Dan the Comedian.
I wonder how many things he tried out first to until he was like, this is the thing that works.
I think it was just he was Dan for a long time and then just became
Dan Whitney.
Dan Whitney, and then became Larry the Cable Guy.
So there was never Larry the Conductor or either.
It was a character. He said the Cable Guy came over to my house, and it kind of went like this, and that's and then
and he just
killed. And it's kind of like Andrew Dice Clay. It's the same thing. The Dice Man was he would be his closer, and that it became so strong that he decided to become that character on stage. And
God,
yeah. I was going to say, a friend of mine, a really good friend, I'm going to see him on Monday, is his assistant, his right-hand guy. And he tells stories about how they'll be driving down the highway and they're getting the schedule all out. Okay, you got media at 9, then you're going to do radio at 10:30 and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, and all of a sudden out of nowhere, he goes, hang on a second, I got to do a thing. And he'll pull his phone out and he'll call a children's hospital. And they'll put him on speaker and he'll talk as Mater from Cars and talk to the kids. And he's still a really good, genuine guy. You know, obviously, I think he takes a lot of heat for the Larry the Cable Guy stuff. And there was a little bit of right-wingy stuff that kind of happened there for a while. And David Cross really got on his case about, you know, being a sellout and a hack. But deep down, I think he's a super nice, genuine guy.
Yeah, he's actually really close with Lewis Black, believe it or not.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. Lewis, another great guy. But David Cross calling someone else a hack, really?
Well, that was the big thing, because David Cross was like, you know, you're such a sellout, and then he did Alvin and the Chipmunks, and everyone went, what are you doing?
But you're the bad guy. Let's not
Maybe
forget
he
that.
meant it as a compliment, like you're such a sellout. He's like, next week, get that bag.
It's perfect timing. Speaking of sellouts, Kristyn Burtt joins us from Los Angeles. How you doing, my dear?
I'm great. How are you guys?
Kristyn, I am in a wonderful mood. We have not one, but three comedians in studio.
You're in your element, Tom.
I am. I just
Good.
love it. So,
I have something to add to the Paula Deen conversation.
She's jumping back.
She's jumping back, but it was Dancing with the Stars. She did season 21, and I had to cover her. And I will tell you, the audience, fans, reporters, nobody was really pleased to have to cover her.
Really?
Mm-hmm. It was, and that was 2015. So it's been a while, but that's probably the last major show she's done.
So how many
But I
years
think
ago?
that was an attempt to come back.
Yeah.
And it didn't go well.
So that was when Dancing with the Stars had quotation marks around the stars.
It's still on the air, my friend. It's in season 32 this fall.
Is it really? Season 32?
Season 32. It used to be 2 seasons a year. That's why we're at such a high number.
Okay.
But I mean, they moved it to Disney Plus last year because it wasn't making any money on ABC. They're moving it back to ABC because everybody's on strike. So it'll be concurrently airing on Disney Plus and ABC just because they have no programming, because the studios don't want to pay the creatives.
You know what I love about this? Something just happened to me, because this is the first time I've ever worked on a show where I have video as well, that we're up on YouTube and all the rest of it. comedians look really good on screen. You guys look like you know what the hell you're doing. I'm looking at both of you right now, and you got this looking face like, yes, I understand what you're saying.
I think it helps with the facial hair. You just automatically look like how Robin Williams grew the beard for Good Will Hunting. Yeah.
I grew it because I don't have anything on my calendar in the last quarter. So
that's it.
I might be working as Santa.
Well, it's a possibility. You know why I don't have a beard? Because it grows like here and here, and this part is gray and this part is blonde. I cannot grow a beard. I just can't. I don't know. I guess I'm just further evolved. I'm assuming I'm assuming that's what it must be because. So Kristyn, look, Kristyn is my go-to because I'll give you an example. I love John Wick, but I will not go see John Wick 4 because I'm not sitting in a movie theater or even in front of a television for 3 hours. I just can't do it. I have trouble playing golf because it takes more than an hour and a half to do it. You know, let's go, come on, let's go. But Kristyn always brings these great shows. She's the one who told me about Special. Have you guys seen Special Ops yet? It's Taylor Sheridan again, right? He wrote
it's Taylor Sheridan. It's on Paramount Plus. Zoe Saldana, Nicole Kidman. You know, he always brings in the A-list actors. So, but Tom likes tough, strong women. So if they don't have a tough woman in the lead character, forget it. He won't watch it.
Well, you know, Tim has met my wife several times. Robert, you haven't yet. You will some. You know, she'll be in one of these days when you're in. She's a very tall, very beautiful woman. But she will whip my ass if I step on it. It's unbelievable. It's like Muhammad Ali moved in with me. I adore her for that. She will put up, because you realize, I mean, you guys know this, and comedians are all like this. If you can get away with some shit, you'll do it, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, you just will. That's where she comes in. It's like, okay, we're going to stop right at that point, and then we'll back up a little bit, and it'll be. Wouldn't you agree with that, Kristyn and Brittany?
Oh, my God. She should be on the payroll here because... what would happen if we didn't have Catherine?
Oh, God.
Like, oh, my God. You'd be dead or in prison if you wouldn't have met Catherine.
This is no bullshit. If, like, we went out to dinner and some guy's being a prick at the next table, just had too much to drink or whatever, she says, here's what I do. I go like this. And as soon as my shoulders go back, she starts petting me like a dog. I was like, calm down, Tom. You ever seen her pet me?
Yeah, she's talking about,
hilarious.
She's like, I can't decide to continue with that or I just get him a shock collar at this point.
Yeah, a shock collar would be good.
Trying different training techniques.
I suppose.
That's actually an episode of Sex and the City.
Oh, is it?
Did you ever watch it? Yeah. When Charlotte and Trey, her first husband, every time like she wanted to get her way with him, she would like tap his hand because that's what his mother used to do. Yeah, his mother was funny. Yeah, it's a real episode. So, you know, look at that, Tom. You may have inspired it.
Do you know what season?
I don't. Trey is probably season 3 or 4, somewhere around there. Yeah, probably 3.
I'll have to give it a whirl. But yeah,
I'll find it for you.
Well, thank you. You always do. So you got anything new for me this week that I
There's
need
a ton. I promised
Really?
Britt a good story, and I just want to throw it out there because we teased it yesterday and we never got to it. And I'm sure she's heard it by now. But Taylor Swift gave away $55 million in bonuses to her crew and her cast of dancers, everyone from catering to everything. They gave each member of her tour, of the Eras Tour, $100,000 as a bonus.
Isn't that crazy?
Isn't that amazing?
Look at me, sister.
I look like I did.
Yeah, that ain't
I did drive you to the airport one time.
Where's my wallet?
But I wonder now if this is going to put the pressure on other A-list musicians. Like, hey, I was on the Taylor tour. She gave us a $100,000 bonus. How about you?
I guess, too, what happened after she'd given the bonuses, so she's on her last leg of her tour right now, and the truckers lined up where her limo was coming through, and they all, like, honked and cheered, and I guess it just caused her to bawl, which was, like, so sweet. Like, and I mean, talk about a commitment they're going to have to her next time she wants to tour.
Well, her tour is continuing into Mexico, so it's the international leg, and then reportedly there's another part of the North American leg that's coming. So this could be a solid 1.5-year tour. So people will have the opportunity, hopefully, to see her in concert because every night is sold out here in LA. It starts up tonight or tomorrow, so everyone's going crazy.
She can't come back here though. We can't. I need to eventually send a child to college. Like, she just can't. Please, Taylor, do not come back here. I'm broke.
How much was she making that she could give away $55 million?
Well, they say, I mean, it was so funny. You can watch, if you like go back and look at articles, they're like, this is going to be a $500 million tour. And now it's like, this is going to be $1.5 billion tour by the end of this, which is crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, it's going to be a drop in the bucket. That's what's amazing. But it really, other successful tours are really going to start to feel the pressure now that Taylor Swift made such a generous gesture. Because it's going to be life-changing money for some people.
Wouldn't it be sad, though, you're Paul McCartney, you go, son of a bitch. She just made $1.5 billion. And he's at home going, well, I could write another song, I suppose.
I think simply having a wonderful Christmas time has probably netted him. Yeah.
That might have ruined me on him forever. I gotta be honest with you.
Does it not get stuck? Like, even you saying that, it's like immediately I can go back to that song. So like,
it's so addicting.
It's so addicting.
Banger. Come on.
Horrible.
It's not great.
And I thought of something, and I'm not trying to be obnoxious here or any of the rest of it, but she's going to do a tour in Mexico. Is that correct, Taylor Swift?
That is her next stop after she takes a break. There's a couple weeks break, and then she goes into Mexico.
What if she gets there and there's no one left? What if they all came here? What's she going to do then?
Then I'm going to Mexico.
I know. I was just going to say with
Kristyn, we got a road trip ahead of us.
I know. I'm like, let's go, and then let's go to Cabo.
Las Eras tour.
Come on.
I'm in.
I love that stuff. You know, I've never been to Mexico.
A food tour in Mexico City. Like, there's a lot of good places to go in Mexico. San Miguel de Allende.
I'm in.
Oh.
I've never been. I've been on the border twice. I've been in Mexico on the border, but that's
fabulous. There are some really wonderful cities in Mexico, and the citizens there are wonderful. They're so sweet, and the food's amazing. The drinks are great. It's awesome.
I have a friend that expatriated to San Miguel.
Really?
All the expats live there. My friend lives there. That's the only reason I went there. I went for his 40th birthday party, and it was incredible. It's in central Mexico. Really beautiful community.
Right. And not many shootings.
That's good to not have. So you're not talking about Minneapolis, St. Paul anymore.
I was like, are you talking about the U.S.? Yeah.
What is it? 21 people now have been shot in St. Paul in the last 7 months.
Is that true?
22 people. It's like, what? It used to be one of the most peaceful places on earth.
Like little Chicago.
Yeah, it is now, basically. It is now. There's no question about it. So now I found out that I'm wasting my time not making $1.5 billion on a tour.
Same.
I feel much better about myself now.
But she looks better in the outfits, Tom.
That I would, yes. I would have to
know that.
agree.
You don't know what's under that sweatshirt.
You don't know. I don't know
Let me
that.
rip out a titty for you.
I'd call HR if you show up in a Leo and shiny tights.
I would love it.
That would not be good. That would not be a good
look. You gave us a
look.
little leg yesterday, so between your pickleball shoes and your, what was it, meaty calves. He told us he has meaty calves.
We were talking about that yesterday, and they didn't believe me that I cannot wear cowboy boots because my calves are too big. I have huge calves, so I held one up. And then Kristyn couldn't believe that I could get my leg that high in the air.
It was your flexibility was
Kicks
impressive.
the microphone. I mean, he
I
gave
didn't
me a
kick the microphone.
I don't think I could go over the microphone like you did. Like, that was impressive.
I don't know why he can do that either. That's weird. Because my legs weigh a lot.
Yeah.
They just do. I don't know. Anyway,
back to flexibility. That's good.
Back to the show. You have good flexibility. Might have been from Catherine kicking my ass all the time. That's why it's so flexible.
If that's what we call it.
Oh, God, really? This is where we're headed. Okay. Okay, we'll just move on. All right, so in any case, the last 3 or 4 things you told me to watch have been really good. Special Ops. Still, I'm doing one of those things where I'm watching it every 2 weeks so I don't run out of it. I love that.
Did you make it to the second episode? Because you're like, on Friday, you're like, I'm going to watch episode 2. And then Catherine outed you. You did not watch episode 2.
No, I did not watch it. I just don't want to burn through it. I really don't. There's some shows.
You're going to do one episode a week? I'm just a binger. That's why. I just binge watch everything.
I never do binge. Never. Unless I suppose if I hated it, I'd binge just to get rid of it. Maybe. But I don't know why I'd watch it then.
I love that I can't sit through a 3-hour movie, but I can binge watch for like 10 hours like no one's business.
And isn't it weird? My favorite movie of all time is The Godfather, which is 3 hours and 20 minutes long.
And it probably flies by.
It did for me. Well, I knew a lot of people, thugs.
But I think a lot of times when the movies are 3 hours, and I find this all the time, Michael Bay movies, I'm like, I can look at it with an editing eye, and like there are 25 solid minutes that I would have cut out of that. But I understand that they want to do the big explosions and the chase scenes and everything else. But as a viewer, I get very impatient. I'm like, come on, let's get to it. Let's get to the resolution of what the problem is.
Somebody said that about Dances with Wolves, is that Kevin Costner confused an epic for an inability to edit.
I never saw that. Is any good?
That goes right along with his ego. So,
It's like a full-length F Troop, essentially. It's the same plot.
What year was that again, Dances with Wolves?
88, maybe?
About 80.
Yeah,
Okay,
right
that
in
makes sense, because we were driving the kids out to Mount Rushmore in South Dakota, which is where they shot that movie, right? And we're driving out there. We got I guess at that point it would have been the 5-year-old and the 3-year-old, and we're going to Mount Rushmore and blah, blah, blah. As we're driving along on the highway, well, it's a freeway actually, I look over and there's this gigantic sign, and under the sign is a really old horse, alive. It's just kind of walking around, right? And the billboard said, "This is the only horse that didn't appear in Dancing with Wolves." I never will forget. What a great sense of humor.
That's amazing.
What's the difference between a freeway and a highway?
Great question.
Well, highways can just be a one lane.
Okay.
Two lane highway.
I thought it had to do with tolls.
Well, they're
freeway and a tollway. I know the difference, but highway, you made the distinction. They know it was a highway, and I didn't know.
Like Highway 61.
Yeah. Okay. So it's like a 2-lane. It's like the old way. The freeway is the limited access.
I also think it's regional too, because when I lived in the Northeast, it was always highway, and now that I live in California, it's freeway.
Have you guys ever taken Highway 61 from the very top to the very bottom? I've never done that, but I heard it's a really cool drive. I heard it's amazing. Along all the rocky cliffs and all the rest.
Does it go along the Mississippi? Is that
goes along the Mississippi, and then there are all these cliffs and stuff in Wisconsin. I guess it's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, Wisconsin. I know. I've been on it in Wisconsin.
Yep.
But that's it.
Got to do it. Where's it? Doesn't it end up in like New Orleans or some damn thing? It goes a long way.
Well, if it's along the Mississippi, yeah.
Yeah, and no doubt about that.
The quest for knowledge. Here we go. Freeway versus highway. You guys ready?
Here we go.
Yeah, let's do it.
It says Tom's full of shit. That's all it says. Yeah,
titillating. Okay, so for the most part, freeways and highways are exactly the same. The difference is that a highway can have a traffic signal on it. A freeway will not.
Makes sense. Yeah, makes sense.
Yep.
So we actually have highways because we have traffic signals all the time at the entrance and exits.
Oh, Kristyn, be that annoying person for the rest of your life in California and correct everybody.
So if there's traffic signals,
I'm just going to confuse my brain. I'm just going to call it a freeway and be done with it.
If there's traffic signals, that means it's safer to get high on the freeway.
True.
Yes. Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
That works for me.
It's nowhere safe on LA freeways.
I'm going to flip that forever, though, because, it does help to apply. Yeah,
Yeah, but you would still, even though it doesn't have lights. Well, maybe it does have lights. I suppose Highway 61, when it goes through the towns, does have lights on it. That's true.
Yeah.
So that would make it a highway, I guess. Look at all you learn by listening to this show. What do you think of that?
Yeah.
I don't know why I would never use the term freeway. I wouldn't call everything a highway. I just don't.
The interstate. Never. You say interstate?
I would never.
A lot of people say interstate.
I'd say everything is a highway to me, I guess.
Just everything is? Well,
you'll move to California and you'll say freeway and you'll say the before everything. The 405, the 101.
Yeah, that's true.
The Facebook.
Your language totally changes from living out here.
So how's everything going out there? Any comedians left, or do they all move?
I was like, the comedians are all working. In fact, all of the high-profile comedians that work in TV and film are back to stand-up, which I think is really interesting because of the strike.
Yeah, I suppose that. No, you see, Robert and Tim, what do you think of that? The fact that they're on strike, so now they're going to come back and try to get on the stage.
Yeah,
okay with that?
I actually saw something where there were SAG regulations that there were certain things you weren't allowed to do.
Yeah, there were.
And touring was one of them.
Oh, really?
Touring is allowed.
You just cannot mention any movies, past or present, you've ever been in. So, we were just talking about this yesterday. Somebody's coming next month for a sci-fi convention for supernaturals. and they're not mentioning at all the show. They're just like, hey, these people are going to be around. Do you want to pay for a photo? So it's like even the literature around it is like, skirting the line of what's allowed.
They're calling them fan hangouts. Like, come and hang out with us. They can't call them fan conventions for any of the, if it's sci-fi, I know they do a lot of like the 90s nostalgia, like TV shows. Can't do any of that. You have to be really careful with your promotions.
Kristyn, I have a question too. Like with Dancing with the Stars, there's some writing in that. So how do they get away with that?
They just don't hire a Writers Guild member to do any of their writing. So they're just having a producer do it. So someone from the Producers Guild is allowed to write, which is honestly a really great area. But because they're under a network code contract, which is not the contract that we are striking, we're striking, of course, the theatrical contract. Kind of a gray area, but honestly, their contract will be up in 2024 and they're going to be fighting for the same rights. Hopefully we'll get a good deal with the theatrical contract and that will carry over to the network contract negotiations next year.
I've been wondering how that works with radio. Aren't most radio SAG-AFTRA?
No.
Not anymore.
No, there's one in town. There's only one left, and I don't even know if those guys adhere to a union anymore.
Who was that? Who would that have been?
That was over at CCO. But I think they had,
that's right.
But I think they had their own union. I don't think it was a SAG-AFTRA thing.
The original WDGY was union. I know that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The original one was. But yeah, I don't know what. Because Minnesota's a big union town, too.
Right.
So, I mean, the whole state of Minnesota's a big union. But
yeah, strippers have unions, and radio people do not.
That's not the same kind of union, though.
It is the same union.
I would love
I'm talking about union.
No, but honestly, Equity. No, but you have to listen to this. Equity, which is the Broadway stage union for actors, has now unionized some of our strippers and dancers here in Los Angeles.
Crazy.
Because
Unionized.
they work on the stage.
There's a joke like that. It's like the punchline is, no, Mr. President, I'm sorry, you get Ethel. She has seniority.
All right, Kristyn, another brilliant report.
Of course. I will see you tomorrow.
Thanks a lot, Kristyn Burtt, ladies and
Nice
gentlemen.
to meet you guys.
Bye.
The thing about it is, it's 8:18 right now, and if we wait just 32 more minutes, you're going to show up. You're on the docket at 8:50, so that's good to know.
Can't wait. The second Tim Slagle. It's another brother that you didn't know you had. Your dad really got around. He's showing up. He's also a stand-up comedian.
Well, he probably would be. That's probably true.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tim Slagle in studio, Acme tonight through Saturday. Robert Baril is in studio also. He's at Laugh Camp over at 490 Robert Street in North St. Paul tomorrow and Saturday. You guys stick around a while longer? You got to go? I mean, if you got to go, I understand.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I could do at least one more segment. Before
Love it.
Yeah.
I like it. Works for me. We'll take a break. Be right back with Robert and Tim, Brittany. Of course, Rudy, the third comedian here. No question about it. It's Tom Barnard for Power Lodge and Miller Marine. Attention all power sports enthusiasts. The August, we invite you to celebrate with Power Lodge as we hit a major milestone. 25 years of bringing action and excitement to Minnesota as your go-to destination is what it is. For all things marine and power sports, to say thank you, each of our locations will host a local community appreciation day. Join us in Brainerd, Ramsey, Onamia, or Sauk Rapids as we roll out the red carpet with delicious food, amazing prices, fantastic giveaways, and unbeatable special pricing. As grand prizes, we'll be raffling off a variety of Polaris ATVs and snowmobiles. Check out powerlodge.com for event dates nearest you. And that's not all. Throughout August, we've got something special planned. Follow us on social media as we unveil 25 days of deals on the latest off-road and on-road vehicles, boats, and supplies from the top brands in power sports. That's right, 25 days of back-to-back incredible offers. You won't want to miss this. So mark your calendars and get in on the action during our 25th anniversary. Power Lodge, where your adventure begins.
The new Tom Barnard Morning Show is proud to have partners like Bradshaw & Bryant, MyPillow, and North American Banking Company founder, chairman, and president, Mike Bilski.
I've advertised on Tom's show for years, and the reason is simple. My business is recognized because of the ads, and that recognition has created growth. What business doesn't want to grow? I highly recommend the Tom Barnard Morning Show for your advertising.
Grow results for your business by partnering with the Tom Barnard Morning Show. Visit TomBarnardShow.com, keyword partner.
There's a guy named Tom Cross who likes to do kite things. Tom takes the phrase "go fly a kite" to an extreme, and for years goes all over the country in search of great kite flying events. Lincoln City, Oregon comes to mind, with Chinook winds and 7 miles of pristine beach that draws folks from all over North America for the best kite flying conditions in the world. Tom brings a little Minnesota with him when he goes to Lincoln City in his new 2109S Rockwood Mini Light travel trailer. The new lightweights from Rockwood are very popular. Tom hauls his trailer from Niemeyer Trailer Sales in Albertville and Elko New Market, Minnesota. Niemeyer Trailer Sales is the only place Tom would prepare his next kite flight. Solar panels, exterior griddle, air conditioning are just a few of the standard features in his Rockwood by Forest River, from the place that is your ultimate RV headquarters since 1965. This is Tom Barnard. Visit my friends at Niemeyer Trailer Sales and take your passion on the road. Niemeyer Trailer Sales. Go to NIEMEYERS.com. Niemeyer Trailer Sales.
I don't even smoke anymore. 22 years now without a cigarette. I took up overeating. It's like I took my money off of lung cancer and put it on heart attack to win. I'm not fat. I'm American.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen, in studio. Tim Slagle with us. He will be at Acme tonight through Saturday. As a matter of fact, Robert Baril is with us this week. He is at Laugh Camp Friday and Saturday, but next week he's at Acme as well.
How about that?
Malcolm mentioned that to me out there. I like that. We like having good people in town, so now you have the burden of having to come back here.
Oh, you can have. I'd love to be here as often as you'll have me.
I love this. I know I was raving about it. Welcome, Chris Egert. I've been raving about it all morning. Chris, after listening to KQ for 37 years, whatever it was, the more I could literally get 35 comedians in studio and each one would make it a better time for me. I just love hanging around comedians.
Oh, for sure. Look at these two. Yeah. They're so good looking.
This looks like a before I started comedy and after I've been in comedy.
That's exactly right. Both cutting a fine figure now, don't get me wrong.
They both have fantastic voices. That's what I was noticing in the last segment. I was like, listen to these guys. Wow.
See?
Yeah, Robert, you're more than welcome to come on anytime. Just make sure that you check with me with the schedule that I got it right, so that I don't screw it up. Because if you
what do you mean? Yeah. How did it get screwed up today? Tim Slagle's going to be here in another only 25 minutes.
If we get 3 more people, we could do a Brady Bunch thing.
Yeah. Get to 9. Yeah, that'll work. Ladies and gentlemen, news brought to you by Mr. Money Talk, Josh Arnold. Call Josh for your free 48-minute financial evaluation. Matter of fact, I got to mention very quickly, I had a nice talk with Josh yesterday, because I walked in the room and somebody had the news on, the national news, and oh my God, the economy's collapsing, it's coming apart at the seams, everything. So, it dropped yesterday, like 3.5 points or something like that. It did drop a lot, and that was because of one, I don't know, Baril or what the hell ever the name. I don't follow that stuff at all. So I called Josh and I'm like, Josh, does this mean anything? He goes, calm down. Don't worry about it. It's just another great way to make money for these pigs. So that's that. But Chris, anything special going on? And I did see the video of that, I guess that shooting up there on I-94 in my old neighborhood. That was, I've never heard a gunfire there before. Bullshit. Yeah. That was, I can't really tell what the hell happened there. I just can't
That's
tell.
what I mean.
It
is really hard to see what exactly happened. Yeah, I don't know. And a bunch of friends and family of the gentleman who was killed, they're now calling for an independent investigation because the BCA and the State Patrol are both part of the same state agency. So they're saying they don't think it's going to be a fair investigation. I will say it's standard for the BCA to come in and do these investigations, and they say they operate independently, but that's that was kind of the latest step in all that yesterday. So.
You know what makes me laugh about that, watching the national news, and it's on both sides. It's like, yes, this will be fair. When's the last time an investigation was fair?
When's the last time anything was fair, right?
Exactly.
When's the last time an investigation was an investigation?
Exactly. That's true. It's like, man.
Cocaine in the White House.
Yeah, we don't know whose this cocaine is. There's no fingerprints. We accidentally burned the evidence. We have no idea.
What? That was an accident, though. You can't bring that up.
Maybe I'm naive. I just sort of figured there's all kinds of people doing cocaine in the White House, right? Like people who are working all night. People are who blah, blah, blah. Like that's the first baggie of cocaine that's ever been found in the White House.
One of my favorite moments of my life, my mother was an ardent Roman Catholic. She just loved being Catholic, man. So I'm 8 years old, and John F. Kennedy gets elected president of the United States, and my mother's just over the moon, and she just oh, my God, this is wonderful, a Roman Catholic president. Oh, it's just, you know what this is going to do for Catholicism? I said, Mom, his father's in the mafia. So she's like, well, yeah, but you know.
Well, yeah, but the good Catholic funerals. That's what
they got the good Catholic funerals, exactly. Yes, I don't know. Yeah, you guys do a pretty good job of covering that, though. You cover both sides of most stories over at the Number 5.
I think we try. We do our best. Another big thing yesterday, the legalization of weed happened earlier this week, and you're going to see more of this happening, I'm sure, every day. Different businesses sort of pushing the boundaries a little bit to find out what they're going to be able to get away with. So down in Faribault, a business down there was holding a tent sale, and they were selling little.
Oh, I saw that on your news this morning. Yeah.
Little pot seedlings.
Mm-hmm.
So they were actually pot plants, but they weren't mature. So that was their argument that.
Right. They hadn't flowered. Yep.
Well, this isn't illegal. This is a gray area because they haven't flowered yet. So. I kind of feel like that's just going to be something that's going to be happening more and more and more because there's so much gray area with the law as it is right now. So
they had to have started those seedlings before August 1st, though.
I would think so.
Can't prove it.
God, those are really good seedlings. And I should buy some.
It's that episode of Gilligan's Island where they find the radioactive seeds and
Yeah,
they grow in
right.
a day.
That's exactly. Yeah, dude, one day. It's all wonderful. Chris, I have to ask you a favor, and you can just say no, of course.
Yeah.
But yesterday or 2 days ago, whenever it was, it came up that I can't wear cowboy boots because my calves are too big, and I stuck my leg up to show everybody in camera. I have gotten about 8,000 people going, could you on tomorrow's show show us your leg again, and then Chris could show us his leg too. So if you have any interest in that, we could do that.
I'll show my leg. I don't care.
Okay, you ready? I'll do mine first. So this, see,
I feel like we need some music right now. Is there any way we could?
I'm trying to bring some up.
Okay, do you see
He
Chris's
does that
leg?
3 more times. He's in the strippers union.
Tim,
What?
you can see his leg there, right?
Yeah, I can see his leg.
Okay. Robert, can you see his leg?
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
You like his leg better or my leg? Which one? Come on.
I mean, they're just different. I don't think there's a. I don't have a preference. I think they're both special in their own ways. That's.
Chris, you keep impressing me. First, I found out you're a cat dad yesterday, and that's been my favorite thing about you. And now you're pretty flexible too. You and Tom.
He took
I
it
don't
off.
know that was a.
No, he
An
didn't.
exercise in flexibility that actually hurt my back.
You didn't take it off. You kept it on, right?
Yeah, I can't take this one off unless I take my pants off. Last thing I need to be is stuck in a back room at the TV station with my pants off.
Yeah, that's
and Hannah right behind you.
Yeah. She's a new mom, though. She doesn't care. She wouldn't even blink twice at it. She'd walk by and go.
I'm almost 50. You become invisible to women anyway. So
I'm
it's
sorry.
fine.
Who's talking?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh God, really? We're gonna go through that, are we? But so Hannah, look, I watched you do the weather. She's doing a great job. It was fantastic.
She's the best. We're glad to have her back.
She's working like a mad woman. She just had a
well,
baby, by
I mean,
the way.
It comes back with new priorities. You guys know when you have a kid, you've got different priorities. Like, work is not the most important thing in the world after you have a child. Your whole mindset changes, right?
As I've told you before, and I can tell Robert and Tim this too, we had our first baby 36 years ago, and Uncle Tommy gets a little touchy. And I think Catherine, when I was putting up the razor wire and then putting the gun turret on top of the house to protect the baby, she said, why don't you calm down? Let's relax. We'll get through this somehow. I am. Oh man, it makes me nervous having little babies.
I
It
know.
does.
I know. Like, I'm going to break this thing.
Oh, don't worry.
Well, I know he looks so young, but Robert, you have like 3 grandchildren, don't you?
Well, step, not biological.
Step, yeah.
So that's why. I was going to say I'm not demonstrating a lot of energy this morning, but yeah, I'm not responsible for raising anybody. It's being a step grandpa is the easiest family gig in the world because
Do they
I
like
just
you?
give them hard candy and tumble to war. Yeah, they like me. They like me. It's fun because it's literally it's like this when you are a grandparent you just we can if they're cute and behaving I can play with them or hold them, and then the second they're leaking or loud or there's a problem I just pass them off. It's like substitute teaching homeschool. Like, what note did your mom leave me? All right, yeah, remember the Titans. Here we go.
Here
Good
we
for a
go.
while. Yeah.
We're set and
Yeah.
good to go. So a step grandfather.
Yeah, I married a grandma. That's my Instagram handle is Instagrampa. So I married. I met my wife on Tinder, or as I call it, Hordash. And
Well, she must appreciate that.
yeah, I mean, it was there was no pressure to start a family because I got mine used. Like, she'd already done the family part of it. So then I just kind of show up and they grew up so fast when you're gone for the first 20 years, don't they? That's...
No question about it. I don't know, having kids, you like it? You'd like it, having the grandkids, step grandkids?
Yeah, we already, there's no way we'd still be together if we had a baby.
Really?
But yeah, no, I don't think, because I'm not a caregiver. I'm not. I'm too. I'm too selfish. I'm an entertainer. Like I need my time for me. And with a kid, you have to sacrifice, and that's not something I want to do. But as a grandparent, it's perfect.
Got to be honest with you. I've been doing a family podcast with my wife, our son, and our daughter. The 4 of us do a podcast. It's been 12 years now, 13 years, something like that. And everybody goes, "How the hell do you do that?" I said, "What do you mean? How do you work with your family every day?" I said, "I love my family." "Yeah, I know, but how do you put up with it every day?" I'm like, "What?"
It's only an hour.
I guess it's really kind of weird, though. I said, "Yeah, it's only an hour. It's not that big."
Yeah.
You think I see him after the show?
I don't go near him after that. Once I get the check for the show, No, but I do. I love being around kids and grandkids and all that stuff. I love that stuff. It's wonderful. And again, I mentioned the Brittany and Rudy and deal with the dad. My same situation. He was gone. So I think I promised myself when I was 7 years old, when I get older and I have kids, I'm never leaving. Unless, of course, Catherine kills me, which could happen.
Yeah.
But that's on her. That's not on you.
That's exactly right.
That's something. It's a little on him.
Yeah, I'm much like Tim. My old man made a bunch of babies and then, a little different, but my dad made a bunch of kids and spread them out all over the U.S. And then I just met my brother for the first time 4 years ago. And him and I went to go see a concert last night together. And then about 2 years ago, we found out we have a sister who lives in Denver.
Really?
And we met her for the first time a year ago. Today, August 2nd. It was a year ago today. We met her for the first time. So,
It was yesterday, but...
Yeah. Oh, it's the third today. You're right. Yeah.
But still, that's crazy. Yeah. What a coincidence.
How insane that it's just the sad part is there's so many stories like that. There's so many.
bet.
Yeah. There's so many kids who grow up and now with the Ancestry and the 23andMe and all that, all of a sudden you got these extended families that get bigger because somebody takes a DNA test and it goes off like a friggin' pinball machine. And you're like, oh my God, I had this whole other side of a family.
It's I have a buddy like that. His daughter wanted the 23andMe, and so he signed up for it. And he got the letter that you might have that she might have an uncle somewhere that they never knew. And then they got together. They put the stories together, and they found out my buddy's dad. It was on the day that a victory was declared in Japan, the day the war was over, when the picture of the sailor and the nurse.
Oh yeah. Sure.
Apparently that was going on all over. He actually knocked up 2 women within 24 hours of the war being over.
That is impressive.
He married one, and the other one shipped the kid off to be adopted.
Oh.
Yeah.
What a hell of a story that is.
But
look how happy we are after this, Chris. See what I'm saying?
Listen, I've heard some rumors about my late father. All I'm saying is I'm never taking one of those tests. I don't want to know.
Yeah, I don't want to know.
There's another Chris Egert out there. We got to find him.
I got enough.
We got to
shit
know.
I have to take care of every day, and I don't need some rogue sibling coming out of the woodwork.
I wonder how many like 60 to 7-year-old men just every morning wake up, they just have a cigarette on their porch and are like, is today the day?
Right.
Is today, and then some Honda Civic pulls up in the driveway. Yep, here we go. I knew this day would come.
having that Pall Mall.
Yeah, it's like Walter White out in Breaking Bad, just like waiting for the cops to show up any day now. Yeah.
That is so funny.
Of course, finally figured it out, huh, kid?
Having an abandoned child show up is better than finding out that your cousin is a serial killer. Because that's the other surprise that happens from those DNA tests.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
But you get way more TV credits if it's a serial killer. No one cares if it's, that's not a show. Oh, he reunited with this, who cares? But if your cousin was lopping off heads and stacking up bodies, that's definitely.
Yeah, they're going to want to do an interview. You're going to get
going to get some airtime,
Rudy
and by the way, I'll be at Acme Comedy
all week, ladies and gentlemen. Everything's going really well.
He seemed like such a nice guy. He was spending all his time at Gilgo Beach, and he was always dashing off to. Who could have thought that he was up to something?
Robert, don't bring that guy up. Everybody keeps telling me he looks like me. I don't look anything like that guy. He could be your brother. Like, bullshit. I don't look anything like him.
Have you ever done Ancestry? He might be.
I did Ancestry, and you know what I found out? I don't have any brothers and any brothers. 3. 1, 2, 3 of my uncles were murdered. So there you go.
Oh, wow.
It's a little different story.
Nobody knows how to respond to that. So that's appropriate. The way that you responded is appropriate.
Very quickly. The first one had both arms and both legs broken, head stuffed in a snowbank where he died. And then the second one was beaten to death with a pipe. And the third one was thrown off a building in downtown Minneapolis. So they pissed off somebody.
Wow.
I'm just here to tell you.
Good Lord.
Wow.
Was it around the same time or spread out?
No, it was spread out over like about a 30-year period.
You are a walking season of Fargo.
Yeah. That's exactly right. I assume I'll be flying off a building with a pipe up my ass any day now. It'll be just magnificent.
So how many aunts and uncles did you have?
One of them was a great uncle, actually. I should mention one great uncle and then 2 uncles.
Okay.
So, but 1, 2, 3, I had 5.
Mom's side or dad's side?
2 on my mom's side and only 1. Yeah, 1 on my dad. No, so there were extended family ones, I guess.
Did they catch anyone? Was
Nope.
there ever an arrest made?
Nope.
Or?
I had no idea who. I mean, they pissed somebody off. There's no question about that.
Oh,
my family's really good at pissing people off. I will tell you that. They're real. I've experienced it in my own life, Chris. You know that.
Kind of crazy, yeah. I just seem so out of character.
Laugh it up, pal. I'm only on the 3rd floor now. Go ahead. Throw me out the window. I'll give it to you.
Listen, Tom, when I had to do that, when I did this story about you when you were retiring last year, I read the newspaper headlines. You're public enemy number 1, my man. I read it.
Oh, there's no doubt about
it. It must be true.
It's hilarious.
If you just City Pages and Tom, it was constant.
That horrible human being. God, they hated my guts.
I was like, holy cow, this guy must have ate babies for breakfast or something. What a horrible person.
No, I committed the huge Minnesota crime, and it's a very, very specific Minnesota crime. I will not kiss anyone's ass. I just won't do it. And Minnesota hates that. You got to suck up and kiss ass in this state, otherwise you're going to be punished by the other half of the people couldn't be nicer. Half the people here are very nice, and the other half are just really weird people. Well, I told you, I ran into a guy about a month ago. Is the same guy who told me years early when it was first told that the KQ Morning Show was the highest rated morning show in America. Ran into him again and he said, "Yeah, we got to knock you down a peg." Oh, we do? I'm sorry for succeeding in your wonderful area here, sir.
And you should have been like, actually, it's going to have to be a few pegs.
That's going to have to, that's what I should have said. You mean like about a million pegs? Is that what you're saying? No, there's that. And I'm very serious. Half the people in Minnesota could not be nicer. Very sweet people, very helpful. And the other half are just this, "Oh, you son of a bitch, you succeeded." Like, why do people act like that? In the comedy world, I bet that happens a lot.
Yeah, a lot of jealousy in comedy.
I bet.
It's really hard, you know.
Yeah, anytime. What was it? Matt Rife or something?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He kind of came out of nowhere, and the comics were going back and forth on whether or not he deserved the kind of success he was getting, and it's so petty. Like, just
like,
focus on
why?
yourself. Write some jokes.
Yeah.
Like, what do you?
Yep.
Yeah, I was griping about a comic that was getting a lot of work, and some guy said, "You don't think he works?" He goes, "He probably spends 5 hours a day in a gym. Do you even spend 5 hours a day writing?" Like, okay.
Yeah, maybe you got a point. Yeah. You might
I
have
love
a
it.
point
Anytime
there.
somebody's like, well, if you did this and this for your, and as soon as the list gets to like 2 things, I'm like, I'm out. I'm fine.
Okay, you deserve it.
What
This is
nice
where I'm
memories
at.
now. The rest of the day, I'm going to be thinking about how the newspapers just used to, and the TV stations too. Tom Barnard is evil. It's like,
I know.
Settle down, for Christ's sake. And then I slit their throat, but, you know.
Okay,
No, I
calm
didn't.
down.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can throw them off the edge of a building.
They can throw them off a, hey, join
Cut
my
off-
uncle. Goodbye.
Cut off their arms and legs and stuff their head in a snowbank.
That's
Oh, my.
that was in Anoka, by the way, so nobody knew he was there for about a month.
You just thought it was Halloween decorations or something? Like, oh
Probably.
boy, they're celebrating early. That's
Mom, why is that guy's ass sticking out of that snowbank? What's that all about?
Yeah, if I get my hands on you, I'm going to make you take a DNA test, and we will find out exactly who your family is. That's the biggest threat of all.
Yes.
Yeah, we never went through that. I don't know what would happen. I don't know though. You'd think I'd know if I. Oh, but I guess you don't know that you had these people that you were related to or whatever.
I knew I was adopted.
But you didn't know you had all these other people out there.
No, I did not know I had 5 full sisters. No, I did. That was a shock.
That's wild.
Are they funny?
Yeah, it's amazing.
That's good.
I have that's my family now. It's the weirdest thing.
that's
I get
wonderful.
along with those 5 women better than because I was raised in a family of 4 adopted kids. So I'm the sane one of that.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm glad it worked out for you, Tim, because there's a lot of times that it doesn't, unfortunately. Because like my brother, when he found his biological mom, she lived in Appleton, Wisconsin, and he drove all the way there, showed up on her doorstep, and she was like, "Yeah, sorry, kid, I got nothing for you." And this was like only 3 or 4 years ago when that happened. And then he asked, "Well, do I have any other brothers and sisters?" And she said, "You have 2 other brothers." And he goes, "Well, can I have their names?" And she said, "Absolutely not." Wouldn't give it up.
Really?
Yeah, she had like just nothing, super cold to him. Yeah.
I don't know where they are. I threw them all away.
Yeah.
What did you get back home and go? I found out my mom's a bitch. But other than that,
Yeah,
than that.
absolutely.
And
Yeah.
I got some cheese
Yeah.
curds.
But now you know.
exactly. Whoa, man. That's unfortunate. All right, Chris, you got 1 minute. Any big news story you want to break for us?
Well, I'm not going to break one, but this is a funny story. They're going to party like it's 1901 in Stillwater this weekend.
Dun, 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 dun. I love Stillwater, by the way. It's one of my favorite places.
1901, because somebody had the idea. They found this old timey photo from 1901 of Stillwater Main Street, like during a dance, some kind of event that was going on down there. It's really cool. Like everyone's got all their corsets on and their top hats and their monocles and all that crap.
Ooh.
And so probably have spats on their shoes, probably very uncomfortable wool suits. Anyway, they're going to remake that photo this weekend with the people of Stillwater today.
Oh, God.
So it's
It's just some lady out there in some sweatpants that say "juicy" on the ass. Like, great, can't wait for that.
I know it's going to be awesome. Anyway, I want to tell you about that. It's funny to me.
Where did spats come from? What was the point of
I
spats?
don't. It's so weird.
You should put a cover over your shoelaces. What?
Yeah, I don't know. I
It
guess
makes old shoes look new, I would think.
Oh, is that what it is?
Am I crazy? Did you say 2001 and did you mean 1901?
I said 1901.
Oh, I swear I thought you said 2001. Here I'm sitting here going, oh my God, I was so confused,
no.
Chris. I had
I
like a panic going, what are you talking about?
I might have said 2001, but it's 1901.
Okay.
No, he said 1901.
Yeah, you said 1901.
I'm so sorry.
Just
I
weren't
literally was like,
listening.
you guys, it's not that like I had this like
Britney
panic.
Spears T-shirts. I'm like, I don't know
felt
why this
so
was
crazy.
seems so arbitrary.
I am
and-
so sorry.
Yeah.
I was literally like, that does not make any sense.
Okay, Chris, I got to jot this down. It's August 3rd. Brittany didn't pay attention.
I did. That was what's so crazy. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah.
He goes, yeah.
Not a character.
Is it just me, or is things not changed that much? Because I can define the way people would be dressed if the photo was taken in 1981 versus 2001. I could in my head I can differentiate it.
Yeah.
I couldn't differentiate between 2001 and today.
No, that's true.
Is it because I'm old?
Yes.
Really?
Because I could, yeah.
Okay.
I found out yesterday.
No.
I don't mean it in a mean way, but yeah.
No,
yeah.
it's an honest question. I don't take it as mean.
I found out yesterday, Tim, that bell bottoms are coming back, but they're not called bell bottoms anymore. What are they called now?
We have flares. We have
Flares,
straight
yeah.
legs, bootleg, yeah.
But they're bell bottoms.
Even they lean towards more mom jeans or dad jeans. You say that.
Oh,
a
they
lot.
do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the mom jean thing back, that blows my mind. My daughter has these jeans, horrid looking jeans. I'm like, what the? I mean, those things were gross the first time around.
I love them. As a new mom, the fact that like flattering jeans are in, I love it.
I'm so old. I've seen bell bottoms come back at least 3 times.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Very true.
Tom is anti. Or what are you for or against bell bottoms? This really matters.
Apathetic. I'm totally apathetic.
Good to know. I'm going to write that down.
Yeah.
I think it depends on the person wearing them.
That's true.
Yeah,
I think
right.
they're like the guns of wardrobe. We're like in the right hands they can do some good. In the wrong hands, look out.
Yeah. Do you know who Bonnie Hunt is?
The actress?
Actress, yeah. She was in
okay.
yeah.
Yes,
I was sitting, she was in Second City when I was living on Wells Street in Chicago, and we're sitting together at a bar, and she said, I was at Macy's today. And, well, it wasn't Macy's, it was Marshall Field's today. And the bell bottoms, they're coming back. And this was the first time they came back.
Right.
And I said, well, I actually heard that if you wore them the first time, you're too old to wear them again.
Don't tell me that.
I never spoke to Bonnie Hunt again. She got up and she walked out to the end of the
That
bar,
is so
and I've never
funny.
had another word with her.
Hey, Chris, you got to make
I
sure,
love that.
because I know you got to get back to the news, but make sure that bell bottoms fine. Do not let platform shoes come back, please.
Too late.
They're
I personally
back.
will not be wearing them, but that's for other
those
reasons.
are hideous.
I
That was
got
the
a
only
plan-
time in my life I was 6'4", though. So that was nice.
Oh, for men. Okay, I don't know if they're.
Honest to God, they were like that thick. It was
I don't know if they're
unbelievable.
back for men. I think you're safe. I think we can keep you on the ground.
You can do
Thank
the big
God.
shoe dance in honor of Pee Wee.
Yeah, there you are. Oh, Pee Wee.
Have a good day, you guys.
All right,
Bye,
thanks.
Chris.
Thanks, Chris
Bye,
Egert,
Chris.
ladies and gentlemen. News brought to you by Mr. Money Talk, Josh Arnold. Call Josh for your free 48-minute financial evaluations. You guys got to go. Can you stay another?
I probably have to go.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
I
not a
gotta-
problem. Let me point this out. Robert Baril is at Laugh Camp, 490 Robert Street in North St. Paul, Friday and Saturday at 8 o'clock, and next week at Acme Comedy Club. That's wonderful. So we'll see you in studio next week again.
Yeah, count me in.
Yeah. All right. Young man, how you doing? You got to get going. What do you got to do, Tim?
I got nowhere to go.
Magnificent.
We love that about people.
Robert, thank you so much for
Thanks
coming
for having
in. Tim Slagle, again, is at Acme this week. So we got, Acme to Acme, back to back. Now we're talking.
It's
Right?
like a Wile E. Coyote's mail.
Do you think people are going to go touring again? Because a lot of comics are not touring anymore.
Really?
I guess because of the internet or whatever. They don't feel they have to show up and do promos anymore. They just show up, do the show, and then leave.
Huh. Oh, okay. For you, yeah. They've got those 30-second crowd rap things on TikTok, and that sells out the room. And it's
Which makes me sad because again, and Robert, I'm not kidding. You guys made my day to come in and just sit here. You guys just riffing on things, having a good time. This is what, to me, radio and podcasting should be.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of, and I do it. I post reels and stuff, but it also just seems like a belittling of the craft anyway, where it's you have people that are headlining and they do like an hour and a half sets, and it's so they do their regular set, like the jokes that they're working on, that they're crafting for an album or a special or something, and they don't want to burn any of that, so they don't want to put that out for free. So then the other half of the set is just crowd work, and to be in the audience for that, I mean, some comics are better than others, but at the same time, it's almost like, and a lot of them aren't even like, the level of quality isn't even there. It's just posting some shit. It's just trying to make sure you please the algorithm. And I have some friends where they're exasperated, where it's like every single, well, how come that clip didn't get the 20,000 likes that clip got, and that one had 100,000 views, but this one only has 40,000 views? Like, and it's so arbitrary. And you have comics that are great at getting attention that don't have an act. That they go viral. They have like 1 million hits, but they only have 15 minutes of material.
That's true. So I got to ask you a question. Do we know each other pretty well now? I mean, would you consider us, we know one another now?
I mean, we would probably share an air fryer from Paula Deen.
That's right. That's right.
Absolutely.
But I just want to check with him, because when he shows up next week, you go, oh, Christ, you again.
Hardly.
He goes, hardly. Hardly.
I'm gonna do some digging. I'm a big true crime buff. Maybe we'll turn it into a true crime podcast and try to track down the people that off those uncles. And
all three of my uncles.
They never get into that. Yeah.
They never had to pay the price. It's not. Of course, they might have been dead for the last 60, 70 years, but other than that.
Oh, that's true.
Okay, I'll close with, you'll like this, Robert. You'll like this. My Uncle Augie was the one that was thrown off the building in downtown Minneapolis. My Uncle Augie was 6'3", very broad-shouldered, big, tall, handsome guy, never worked a day in his life. Went to his funeral, and his casket was about 5 feet long. And I said, why is he in such a small casket? And my mother said, well, that's all I could afford. I said, well, how'd you fit him in? Turned out they cut his legs off at the knee and put him up under his sport coat.
You know what you should have said? It's like, well, after he landed, he was a little bit short.
It was a lot shorter after he landed. Well, I never thought of it that way. Both of his legs might have been broken at the bottom, so they cut him off anyway.
And maybe coffins are supposed to fit like a good jacket, where it's actually a little snug.
A little snug, that'd be good. Like a snug casket.
Conduction.
Looks like Tim Conway from Dorf, where like the legs are just behind him, and like,
I loved him.
Yeah.
As a little kid, I loved him. All right, we got to take a break. Robert's got to go, but again, Laugh Camp, Friday and Saturday, 8 o'clock, 490 Robert Street in North St. Paul. Robert, thank you so much for coming in. I'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Tim Slagle's going to stay with us. Tim's at Acme, of course, tonight through Saturday. We'll be right back right after this.
This is the Tom Barnard Morning Show.
Do you know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day? Hi, I'm Dr. Adam Schatzko with mnfatloss.com, and I know the secret. Our unique weight loss program makes it easy to lose weight, get healthy, and get your energy back naturally, safely, and effectively. If you'd like to lose unhealthy fat without counting points, no exercising, no prepackaged meals, no surgery, and no hypnosis, go online to mnfatloss.com.
If you're interested in losing weight, I highly recommend the MN Fat Loss Program. I started the program earlier this year. I've lost 28 pounds. Honestly, it's been easy. I don't have to exercise. I eat delicious real food, and I'm not hungry. I recommend the program to anyone wanting to lose weight.
Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in about a month or two. For your free private weight loss consultation, call 763-312-7600 or schedule online at mnfatloss.com. That's mnfatloss.com.
Dr. Adam Schatzko, D.C. Results may vary.
This is Bob Sansevier, and I want to tell you about Dave Bialke from Bialke Law. Dave represented my wife, Mary, when she had a significant workplace injury. She was very happy with the job Dave did. If you have a work-related injury and have Dave represent you, I'm betting you'll be happy too. Dave is a down-to-earth guy. He grew up in northern Minnesota, rides a Harley, and worked various jobs doing concrete, electrical, plumbing, roofing, and carpentry work. Dave works for people with work-related injuries. If you work construction, or anywhere for that matter, and you're hurt or even just hurting, you should talk to Dave. Let's face it, our bodies wear out. If your body is worn out from work, if your knees or back or shoulders hurt from things you do at work, do what Mary did. Call Dave and talk to him about it at Bialke Law to set up a free initial consultation. The number to call is 763-571-2410. That's 763-571-2410. Or visit bialkelaw.com. That's BIALKE law.com.
Hello, I'm Brad Huckle, President and Chief Lending Officer at North American Banking Company.
And I'm Michael Bilski, CEO at North American Banking Company.
As a locally owned and operated community bank, we work with many multi-generational businesses.
Take Personal Care Dentistry of Roseville, for example. Dr. Walter Hunt, also known as Painless to me, has been a longtime customer of the bank since we opened the bank in 1998.
When his son Kyle was ready to join the practice, they wanted to expand quickly.
With their additional space and equipment, they now are able to see more patients each day while providing the same level of care and service.
Okay, guys, I'll take it from here. If you run a family business or any kind of business for that matter, you should be banking with Brad and Mike over at North American Banking Company. Every time I deal with them or their team, I know I'm working with experienced professional bankers. So why not bank with my banker? North American Banking Company, a better banking experience, member FDIC, equal housing lender. We are back, ladies and gentlemen, checking on the weather again, partly. Now, Miguel Gelfand just got here. How is it right now? They say it's still partly cloudy, or mostly cloudy now, or partly?
It's partly cloudy, but it's not bad except for the locusts.
The locusts are going to be a problem.
They're swarming right now.
78 degrees.
Chance of rain of frogs.
Oh, a little biblical, just slightly biblical. Ladies and gentlemen, and the humor just keeps on coming with Gelfand here. It's going to be unbelievable. Mike, this is like the old days. We had comedian in the studio, 2 comedians at once. Timmy's still with us, which is fantastic. But all of the years of those Thursdays and Fridays when comedians used to come in every week, God, those were my favorite shows by far. Loved them.
Sometimes.
That's such a Gelfand thing to do. Yeah, piss on you, Tom. I disagree 100%.
Well, I'm just thinking about the guys who came in, who were pissed off at me because they heard me say something that was intended to be funny on the way in. And then they sit down and they just glare at me for 10 minutes. They forget to do anything funny. They forget to plug their show. All they want to do is display their enmity toward me.
Be mad at you?
Yeah.
Yeah, there are some out there. Well, I brought up a couple of guys to Tim Slagle and Robert that were not exactly pleasant when they came in. I brought up the Richard Hall.
Oh, that was a
Rich
classic.
Hall.
Yeah.
That was a classic when he sat there and read the whole time and didn't talk to any of us.
Well, he didn't exactly read. What he did was he held the want ads in front of his face, and they were upside down.
I don't want to see you people.
It's like, he didn't really even try to pretend that he was reading.
And people have such a tough time believing things. Like, it just happened last night, but I've had contact with the guy 5 times, and I don't know, Rudy or Tim, you ever worked with Joe Rogan?
Never did.
You never did?
Never got to.
Did you ever work with him?
No, a lot of friends of mine that are down in Austin know him and roll with him, but I've never.
Yeah. I met him a few times, talked to him 5 times. One of the most arrogant human beings I have ever met in my life.
Wow.
God, he's arrogant.
The thing I'd say in his defense, because he says a lot of things that are offensive, is it's not like he believes any of it.
Well, that's a good point. Do you think, and I'm glad you brought that up because I literally was thinking that same thing. It always seems to be with people who really don't even believe their own bullshit.
Yeah.
They get arrogant because they have to cover their own ass, I guess.
It's like being a politician. When you're at that level, you just say what you think people want you to say.
And then you make money. They send you checks.
And then they send you checks, and then you become very rich, and then you become even more offensive.
Wait, I'm taking notes here. Say what people want you to say.
Exactly. Good call.
Yeah, exactly. Way to go.
I think I've been doing that wrong.
Tim Slagle, ladies and gentlemen, he's at Acme tonight through Saturday. As a matter of fact, great having him back in. And by the way, Gelfand, you got to see did you see the promo picture?
No.
Can you see this?
Yeah.
Look at that. It looks like your dad, doesn't it?
But be careful.
Looks like the dad you wanted.
Yeah.
Make room for Daddy. He looks like Danny Thomas.
It would look exactly like my dad if only the ears were bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, get bigger ears, Tim. What the hell's wrong with you?
Be careful. It might make you want to have a cigarette. That's what Facebook decided.
Yeah. I was going to say, that looks like an ad for pipe tobacco.
Yeah, that's what Facebook said.
Yeah, way to go, Tim.
I made it look delicious.
Yum.
You could look like a famous author if you just had a cat on your lap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
No, the pipe.
The
cat.
pipe. Yeah, the pipe and the cat.
Yeah.
That's true.
I picked up a pipe because I quit cigarettes, and then but I still needed tobacco, and I tried cigars, and it just offended everybody. So I picked up the pipe, and somebody actually pointed out that when you light a pipe, people always say, "Gosh, that smells good." because it's always,
they
you know,
do.
you got that
That's
cherry flavor, that vanilla flavor. People really love, there's a comforting smell about a pipe. Yet I was able to find, and I think it was called Beethoven's Last Movement was the
thank
was
you.
the blend. And it
Thank
was,
you so much.
It was, and I remember someone saying, I can't believe that you switched to a pipe and you still found the stinkiest tobacco.
Yeah, I never found it to be that charming, but there was this incident back in the days when Canterbury Downs was really going big, and so there was this day there was like $1 million carryover in the pick six, and so it was huge. I had this huge crowd. I was doing my show at the Canterbury Inn, you know, right down the street.
Sure,
Yeah. So I had this huge crowd. I'm doing my handicapping show, and there's a guy right by the stage, and he's smoking a pipe, and it wasn't pleasant. And I just said, hey, I just want to know, everybody here, raise your hand if you're here to hear my picks for today's Canterbury races. And like most people raise their hand. I say, okay. And then how many people came here to smell this asshole's pipe?
And how many hands?
Now, I will say I did have a bodyguard next to
Yeah,
me.
I was going to say, yeah.
That's good.
You were missing a part of the story for sure.
That's a good thing, man. Okay, we're going to bring another person on the show, but we have a new passcode every day at 9 o'clock now. You can't use the words Inasodame Instway.
Oh, yeah. Well, hey, they're in first place. Yeah.
Erstfay.
Yeah.
Judd Zuldgad. Judd, last night, I'm sitting at home. We took the kids out to dinner. We took the family out to dinner. Had a wonderful time. Got home. And so I got home just in time to look at that hideous score. And I watched a couple of innings. And while I'm watching it, I keep getting these emails. I could look them up on my phone and repeat what you sent me.
Well, you know, I mean, it's uncensored. It's Tom Barnard Uncensored. You do you. You can say whatever you want. But yes, because I did use some colorful language to describe the team I cannot mention.
Well, the last word you texted me was disgusting.
Yeah.
That was the last one.
The previous one tells the story of what was disgusting.
For the record, I hate this effing team. Only it doesn't say effing.
I don't know. I mean, as someone who covered the Twins for a few years, I have to say, it's perfect.
Perfect?
There's no better story than that.
They're in first place.
You can ridicule them. You can do anything you want. Yeah, they're in first place because nobody wants to be in first place.
Well, Judd pointed out yesterday that literally these teams don't want to win this division.
No, they don't. They're trying very
really
hard. It's a race to the bottom.
Cleveland bailed. So would this be, if they do win this division, which is, you know, entirely a good possibility, unfortunately.
Yes.
Is this going to be the most embarrassing division champion in the history of the 4 men's major professional sports teams?
It's a contender for sure, yeah.
Like, I'm trying to think of other teams where they won a division and you said, I still hate this team.
Yeah. Well, the only thing you need to know about the Twins is the trade deadline is over.
Yes.
And Max Kepler is still in the starting lineup.
Could they get nothing for him?
Well,
you know, he's a hell of an outfielder. He is a good outfielder.
Well, they keep saying what a great outfielder he is, yeah. And sometimes I almost believe it. But, I mean, he's okay. You know, when the ball is hit in the air, you're supposed to catch it.
That's true.
So I don't see anything amazing there. But, yeah, they did nothing. At the best time you'll ever have to make a trade is at the trade deadline on August 1st, because you got teams that are desperate to get that one player, that one little tool that will maybe get them to the World Series. So you can get more for players, picks, whatever you're giving them. You can get more than you can get any other time of the year.
That's very,
and they
very
did
true.
nothing.
That's very true.
And Sonny Gray is the guy I wanted them to trade because he's a free agent.
Yep.
So he's just going to walk away. Why don't you know?
Right.
I understand you're in first place. It's in a joke. Why not get what you could for Gray, who's a starting pitcher, who would have gotten you something back after a year ago? You gave Cincinnati the farm in what is going to be one of the worst. So David Ortiz was flat out released, okay?
Yes.
One of the most embarrassing things in forget Twins, baseball history.
Yeah, but you got to remember, he went to Boston and he found a new tool to help him.
Yeah, well, you know what? I would have taken that new tool in Minnesota because that's available here, too.
Oh, sure, of course.
But the Reds-Twins trade, I'm not kidding you, I think might be, after all of these years from a Twins perspective, our Brock for Bruglio trade.
Yeah.
God.
Like, you took a pitcher who was hurt. You took a guy who was going to give you nothing, and you traded away not one but two prospects. And a Spencer Steer kid is having an unbelievable year. You think he'd look good at third base here?
I was going to ask you guys that question. Has there ever been a worse combination at second and third than right now? Those two guys are dreadful second and third basemen.
Yeah, well, going back to the 70s when I covered the team, there probably were worse or equally bad combinations.
Okay.
There were people like, remember Mike Cubbage?
Oh, sure, Cub.
A nice guy.
Third baseman.
Third baseman, and he had to throw the ball about, 30 feet up in the air to get it to first base. So that was kind of bad. He didn't have the arm for that. But
No
you're
rockets.
right. You're right. This is basically, Correa has to cover every infield position.
No, you're right. He got a hell of an arm, doesn't he? My God,
Yeah,
that guy's
he's a
got
great
an arm.
infielder. Yeah, and I don't even mind.
Perhaps
if
that's
he's
why he
hitting
can't hit,
230.
Mike.
Yeah,
he can't hit because he's so damn tired from running
That's right.
around. He's basically instead of SS for shortstop, it should just say IF covers it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, it's tough. They were down. I literally got home from dinner and they were down 7-0.
Well, those balls were flying out of there.
What, 2 3-run homers? Is that what it was?
He gave up 4. Ryan, who was started out as the ace,
Yeah.
he gave up 4 in 4 innings.
Did he really?
Yeah, they were just, it was like 2019 all over again.
Honest to God. I got to ask Tim Slagle. You don't happen to be a Tiger fan, do you?
I was growing up. Yeah, I kind of after the strike in '85, I lost interest in baseball. But, yeah, no, I saw that. I saw the big D on the hat.
Yeah, I saw that.
I saw the big
People
D.
keep asking me. They say, "Well, why do you have a Detroit Tiger hat?" And I say, because I get a discount on those.
What the hell?
All I'm worried about is if the Twins make the series, Crash and Burn is coming the first week of October. And
Is it really? God, that's a great event. For people who don't know what that is, talk about it. That's a great event.
It's are we done with baseball talk? I don't want to interrupt.
We'll get back to it.
Yeah,
No
okay.
problem.
Okay. Crash and Burn. It's a series I've been doing. This is the 12th year that we're going to be doing Crash and Burn. I invite 3 other comics to join me in spending a week writing at Acme.
All right. Yep.
And we start with 20 minutes on Tuesday. It'll be Tuesday, October 3rd, and I'm going to actually, Tom, because I'm so happy to be here. I'm going to announce. Usually we don't announce the comics. But
You can announce them here?
I'm going to announce them right here.
I love that.
Right here. Minnesota, two Minnesota comics. Tommy Ryman will be joining us.
Tommy Ryman's a good guy, yep.
Also, first time that we've had a magician, Derek Hughes.
Oh, really?
Will be participating in Crash and Burn. And for the distaff person on the show, Liz Mealy will be joining us as well. Very funny.
Hey, Distaff, what do you think?
I'm like writing this down. It's so exciting that we get the first
Crash
tip.
and Burn is great. Now, how many hours do you guys spend on that in that week?
It's just incredibly intensive. Even the local acts, we tell them to stay at the hotel because we're going to be working. And every afternoon we get together and we have lunch, and then we workshop bits, places where we think we need laughs, where we might have a story that doesn't have a punchline, and then we do that. And then when we go back, kind of study our notes, and then we do the shows at 8 to 9:30. And after the show, we sit down, and then we give each other notes on what we saw and what we think is going to work, what doesn't work, again, tweaking it. And Thursday night, we actually do a live writing session. We actually sit on stage and let the audience watch us workshop. It's a lot of fun and very valuable, because I was doing one bit that was hack. None of the comics. I don't know if they did it to spite me, or they were afraid to tell me. Nobody would tell me that I was doing a hack bit. And somebody in the audience goes, I heard that one before. It's like, thank God.
That it was done.
Yeah,
That's
Why do people do
awesome.
things like that? Shut up! You're in the audience. For
Oh no!
God's sake.
I'm telling you, they're supposed to. That's
Yeah.
what we let
Now
them do.
that's
We
true,
let
but
them.
still.
We let them do it. No, I would have gone on doing the hack bit, thinking I was a genius. You know, it's
This is the one time.
Yeah, the one time it
The
was a
audience
favor.
wants
Yeah.
you want the audience involved.
So that'll be the first week of October 3rd through 7th, and I hope the Twins are out of it by then.
Well,
I'm sorry.
I think by then they will have crashed and burned.
Yeah.
They do those things.
It's nice to have people around that can help you with that stuff because speaking of Tommy Ryman, this was, I don't know, probably 10 years ago. I was standing outside of Acme and I handed Tommy a list of jokes. And I go, what do you think about this one? And he read it and then he turned, he looked at me, he put his hand on my shoulder and said, I would not do that.
Well, that's nice to know. That's terrific. I would not do that. Okay, well, did you get the message?
I got the message. Didn't do the bit.
Loud and clear.
Yeah.
Glad to hear it.
What was it? What was the bit?
It's been so long.
Come on.
You know what it was.
Sure.
I'll mess it up, but basically, it's when you're so young. And I go back and look at this stuff, and I'm so embarrassed by it. But it's good to have. But basically, I was doing like puns of towns in Minnesota and doing a story about it. You know, the one that came to mind was like, I went out with a girl the other night. She weighed about a blooming ton, huh? Tommy said, dude,
Let me say this again.
what are you
Don't
doing?
do that.
Yeah, Tommy's like, no. Oh, my God, what are you? And I'm like, okay, well, sometimes part of this business is knowing what not to do.
Well, if you did it with an Australian accent, maybe it would
Yeah,
work.
Maybe
maybe.
that.
maybe.
Yeah.
A blooming ton is a good line. No, nothing wrong with that line.
But, when you're 27, that line is hilarious. 43-year-old me cringes at that
Yeah,
line,
I
but it's
suppose.
hilarious at 27.
I suppose that's true, but you can't please everyone.
No.
Like Judd, Zuldgad, and the Twins. Let's get back to the Twins. I just like to annoy you. That's all I'm saying.
I hate this effing team. That's you know what? That's my motto now.
It is.
It
Yeah.
used to be like for the Twins, in the early 2000s, get to know them, right? Things like that, Twins territory. The banner from my house is I hate this effing team.
I know you're a
But
little upset.
you were a journalist. I mean, a real journalist once upon a time, working for a newspaper, just like me. So when you work for a newspaper, you kind of get excited when the team you're covering is that bad, don't you?
If they're really, really bad, this is what I hate though. These guys won't go away.
Yeah.
And so like if a team, my premise on this, Mike, is this one. I either want the team to be really good because that's fun because people are into it and it offers storylines, or be bad. This Twins team, the Cardinal sin, they won't go away.
And then
just accept there's nothing that drives me crazy more in sports than a team that will be like this club. They'll lose games and you're like, okay, you know what? I think they're starting to just basically disintegrate. And then they'll come back at the last second and they'll say, hold on a second, we're not done yet. It's like, bleep you underachieving sacks of crap.
I have to say, I've been in relationships like that, and it's very painful. It's no, and the thing is that so they'll be in the playoffs, and then they'll have to play Houston.
Oh,
that won't be pretty.
No, that will not be pretty. No question about it.
It's kind of like that scene in Monty Python, isn't it? I'm not dead.
Yes,
he says he's not.
Exactly,
He
yes.
says he's not
Jim,
dead.
That's perfect.
God, I miss those boys. They were, oh my God, that was wonderful. Monty Python. I'd rather talk about Monty Python than the Twins. Look, the Twins got, what's their lead, a half a game now again? Or what is it?
No, it's up to 2 because Cleveland's lost 3
Oh, that's
consecutive
right. They
games
did that
because
on
they're doing
purpose.
everything they can to get the hell out of this race.
That's right.
But Cleveland has been playing Houston. So that's, I mean, you wouldn't expect them to score a run against Houston. I think they scored 2 in the 2 games they played them so far.
Really?
Yeah. So they're never going to win that. The Twins, unfortunately, do have an easier schedule than Cleveland.
They do now. It's true.
Yeah,
Cleveland got no hit 2 nights ago.
Yeah, that's right. And
they responded to the deadline moves by saying, we don't give a bleep.
And you saw what happened after the guy pitched the no-hitter, right? Did you see that?
Didn't. What happened?
Apparently, he celebrated so much that he's now in alcohol rehab.
Oh,
it's true.
That's a true story.
No, it's a true story. Yeah,
he's in rehab.
Pitches a no-hitter, and then he reports
That's
immediately
the
to
Yankees
Hazelwood.
guy, though. He threw one a month back. No, I'm talking about this. I think it was Framber Valdez of the Astros. No, the Domingo Germán.
Germán,
the guy
yeah, right.
He supposedly was going to miss his start like 3 nights ago because of I don't know, like a blister, right, or something.
Yeah.
And then the guy that started for him just got lit up. So Germán like mysteriously comes in and they're all like, I thought he was hurt. And then yesterday he checked himself into I believe alcohol rehab. So
that puzzles me. I mean, if you're drinking and you pitch a no-hitter, wouldn't you keep drinking at least until the season's over?
I would.
It's like that joke where Lincoln says they said Grant's an alcoholic. He goes, well, send him another case.
Yeah. Well, there you go. We do have to take a break here. Be right back. Tim Slagle in studio, ladies and gentlemen. Acme Comedy Club tonight through Saturday. Of course, Gelfand in studio as well with Brittany, Rudy, and your boy. Many of you have taken my recommendation to give mnfatloss.com a try. I'm hearing from so many people how this program has worked for them when nothing else would. The mnfatloss.com program really has discovered the secret to weight loss. Just like the program says, I lost about a pound of fat every day. I did the first 60 days in the maintenance program, and now I went back to the weight loss program to get my ultimate goal. And honestly, it's just not hard at all. I eat real meat, vegetables, and fruits, and I'm not hungry or feeling deprived. They really have figured out the secret to fat loss. If you want to find out the secret to losing 20 to 30 pounds in just 8 weeks, that's about a pound of fat every day. No exercise required. To schedule a free consultation, go to mnfatloss.com. That is mnfatloss.com. Results may vary. Be sure to tell the team at mnfatloss.com that Tom Barnard sent you.
What can Hubbard Interactive do for your business? Let's take a listen and find out what they did for one local company, Steve the Window Guy.
I'm Sally, and I'm a digital brand strategist here at Hubbard Interactive. We met with Melissa from Steve the Window Guy, and she was looking for help with their video advertising strategy. So we helped build a comprehensive plan for streaming TV and YouTube ads.
And Melissa, tell us how it's been getting your message out with help from Hubbard Interactive.
I've been working with them for 5 years, and what I've learned is that they have both the experience and the depth inside their team to help me solve any creative marketing challenge that I've got. So over the years, I've moved from streaming TV to YouTube ads, and now we're moving towards SEO. And I'm loving the results that I'm seeing.
Is there anything else you want business owners out there to know about Hubbard Interactive?
I am so grateful for the entire team at Hubbard Interactive for effortlessly understanding our business and our marketing vision, and then always delivering only the best results.
To find out how our experts can help your business grow, get in touch today at hubbardinteractive.com.
You need to know a guy for your auto repairs, legal issues, banking, and more. The same goes for investment advice. You need a guy to help you be successful, someone you can trust who gets results. Well, I got a guy for you, Josh Arnold. Josh gives you straight talk, not sugar-coated advice about your financial situation. Josh has seen it all when it comes to economic and market conditions, and Josh can make sure that your retirement objectives match your investments. Do yourself a favor and call Josh now for a no-obligation, 48-minute evaluation. You've got nothing to lose, and you'll get a different point of view for your investments. Call Josh at 952-925-5608. That is 952-925-5608. You'll be glad that you did. And tell him his guy, Tom, sent you.
Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC, a security investment advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments involve risk. All comments and opinions are Josh Arnold's and do not constitute investment advice. Tom Barnard is a paid endorser.
You're listening to the Tom Barnard Morning Show. We have a full house today. We got Tim Slagle. He is at Acme. You start tonight, right?
No, actually, I started. I did the open mic on Tuesday, and then
wow.
I was there last night, and then tonight through Saturday at 8 o'clock, 7 and 9:30, I think, on Friday and Saturday.
Nice. And I posted your guys' information too, so you can go buy tickets on our social media. You were talking about crash and burn, and it's just so wild. The whole concept, I feel like Rudy, is this something that you would ever be interested in doing, or does it sound? I mean, it's exhausting sounding.
Well, there's a couple of different shows in town. Like there's one that is like it's called Punchline Punch Out, where they give you 24. They give you a word. You have two people get one word, and you have 24 hours to come up with 5 minutes of material.
Wow.
And then you go up, and then you go against each other. But the one thing I love about shows like this that Tim puts on is that for a comic, it forces you to write.
Yeah.
It makes you put out content, because I think sometimes comics can get a little lazy. I always spend, no matter what, 15 minutes with a piece of paper in front of me every single day, whether I get a joke out or not.
Yeah.
It's just good to keep in the habit. It gets out whatever you have in your head, but it's difficult. And working stuff out, and I don't know, for whatever reason, Tim, I'll be honest with you, when I saw you in the back of the room on Tuesday at Acme, even though I've been doing this for a long time, I always hate when the headliner's there, because I force myself to do new material, and I'm like, I know this joke is going to bomb, but I have to do it, and the headliner is in the room, and he's going to see me suck, and I did my first, 2 jokes, they did okay, I did a brand new one, it went nowhere, and immediately my brain was like, do all the old stuff, that works, do all the old stuff, do the old stuff, don't put out, you don't want to suck anymore, and the joke isn't even that bad, it needs to be worked, but at the end of it, I left there, I was like, God, and it just ate at me the whole drive home. I was like, that one joke sucked. Why did it suck? I hate that. But the shows like this are great to have, because it really does. It really ups your game.
I'm too old to be judgmental. And
well, now you tell me. Thanks.
But I will point out that this is the 12th annual Crash and Burn.
Is it really?
And I believe that Punchline Punch-Outs have only been happening for about 10. So where did the idea come from originally?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Oh, yeah, no. When you hear hey, we're going to have a roast battle, I'm like, the thing they've been doing for years? They've been doing this for 2 decades.
Are there any new ideas at this point?
No, there's not.
No.
There's
but the great thing is you'll be among the few people in the country writing jokes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You got that right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, anymore, huh?
So I got to tell you guys, I was just down the hall, and I ran into a listener down there. I run into a lot of listeners in this building, because maybe they know we're in the building and that's why they listen or whatever. But in the last 2 days, I can start with this one. Last night we took the kids to dinner, had a good time, and the chef came out to see if we liked the dinner and all the rest of it. And he said, God, Tommy, I really wish you hadn't retired, because I just really miss listening to you every day. I said, well, I do have that podcast. He goes, what? I said, well, I have that podcast, and all you got to do is, he goes, what's that? I'm like, well, give me your phone and I'll show you. He goes, well, now, it's a podcast. It's one of those deals where you have to put it on your phone and you click it and then you do that. I don't know if I can do that. I said, well, I can show you how to do it. He goes, I have a daughter. I'll just have her show me how to do it. Right?
That's one of the best reasons to have children.
So that was great. He's like, I don't know how to do that stuff. I'll have to ask my daughter. So I just ran into a man in the men's room down there. And he goes, so how is the podcast going? I said, you give it a listen once in a while? He goes, yeah, I listen once in a while to the whole situation. So how do you like that? I said, well, it's going along really well. I'm having a ball today, having a great time. And he goes, weren't you at that last place 50, 60 years? I said, no. Well, I was 37.
Round up.
Wasn't quite 50 or 60, but
you were in the last place right up until the point where they were in last place.
They
don't do too well.
They don't do that well.
That's what I understand.
That joke needs to get more reaction. That was a great joke, Gelfand.
See, there you go. Nothing but support.
Hey, it's a tough room. I understand that.
But I do want to thank everybody that comes up to me and goes, most people, and I'm telling you, 9 out of 10 people have no idea this podcast even exists.
Yeah.
No. And the thing is, you should have gone down with that guy and said, not only will I show you the app to get the podcast, I will show you how to sync it up to your Bluetooth in your car.
In your car.
So all you have to do is get in the car, and it's going to start playing.
And this guy's like, quit following me. I'm just trying to wash my hands. Please leave me alone. Right. Give me my phone back.
So I'm a little confused now. So you're saying you're not retired?
That's what I'm saying, yes. No, I got fired. I didn't retire. No, I was going to say I retired from radio, but I didn't retire from radio. I got fired.
Everybody gets tired. Everybody gets fired. That's radio.
That is radio, isn't it?
It's just the way. If you haven't gotten fired, how many times have you been fired?
Look who's here.
You told me to come.
I know. I think it's wonderful that you came. That mic is hot, isn't it? One of those two over there.
Can be. Yeah.
If we can get that going, it'd be wonderful. Doug Sprinthal has come in. He's going to be car selling secret. Oh, God, Gelfand and Sprinthal together on
Reunited.
the pod. Oh, my God, it's going to be painful.
I have some questions for him, but I'll wait.
Uh-oh.
I have some car questions.
Yeah, I can hear. Oh, I'm sorry. I was just supposed to use a hand signal.
Yeah, you could have so I could affect your... Sorry if I was trying to ask you if you want me to turn something up.
We could
Sorry.
take that out in post.
You know what? I hate being accommodating to all you assholes.
What I really
very
love about
little.
this, I love this. And so I'm talking about how, some people don't know how to get the podcast, and most people don't even know I'm on it. And who walks in? One of our advertisers. It's really great news.
Well, I told you, I ran into a guy at the dealership that goes, cripes, I love listening to you and Tommy on the Q. It's awesome. I said, well, you can listen to him now. He's got a morning show. And he goes, shit, I thought he was dead.
He thought I was dead. The guy literally thought I died.
Level
Was that party not your funeral that I went to?
Yeah, that's right. I guess not.
Good food.
What are you going to do? Judd is with us. We're talking. One problem you do have, Doug, is you can't say Innesota May ins tway.
No, I listened on the way in. By the way, Rudy, really? Bloomington? Jesus, dude. You have a speaking voice and you have a thinking voice. I would have gone with, I don't remember the bit.
And the thing is, Rudy, if you want to work blue, you talk about Chisholm.
Yeah, you're
That is
1,000%.
always a
Yeah.
sound.
Jism, I like it.
Edina think it was funny.
Oh, Jesus
God.
Christ, Doug. Didn't you learn anything from the last time?
Well, I'm not a professional.
Learn something.
He's not a professional.
Oh, my God.
That's not my Rochester.
Oh, no, guys, we have to stop.
Jesus, this thing
I
is,
will
Rudy,
leave
see what you
early.
started now?
this thing is spreading like COVID.
They tell you we're only going till 9:30 today. Did I mention
I
that?
cannot.
No, Dougie's in studio. Look at this. Look at all these people we got coming in. This is how the morning show used to be so much fun for me, that people would just show up. I love that.
It's like the Algonquin rectangle table.
God, the round table. Did you ever sit at that table?
I once sat at the round table. I sat next to it.
Next to it.
The Twin Cities version of it.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Which was at the 620 Club.
Oh, 620, yeah.
That Sid Hartman owned.
The 620 Club. And let's not forget the Court Bar.
The Court Bar, that was
that was
the old neighbor.
Dave Moore.
Yep.
He used to go there every day.
That's Dan Kelly's now, right? Or
I think
was
so.
Dan Kelly's?
I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right about that.
Yeah, you could see some of the most famous people in the Twin Cities drinking heavily.
Shocking.
I know.
Who ever heard of it?
It's crazy.
Journalists in a bar?
No, of course, the journalists, they were always at the Little Wagon.
Oh, I love the Little Wagon back then.
And Robert T. Smith, the great columnist.
Sure.
He did all his columns. He got all his ideas for columns while he was drinking there, because people would come in and they'd say, "Hey, Bobby, I got a story for you," and it didn't matter what it was. He'd turn it into a column, and usually it was pretty bad, but
but spelled properly.
Yeah.
Bobby's
really
a very
nice to
good
hear.
speller.
You suck, but other than that, everything.
I thought you were going to say, it was some great stuff. It ordinarily sucked.
So, Judd, we're going to just slog through the season. We're probably going to end up in the playoffs.
I know.
Is that
I know.
my phone or yours?
That was mine. I'm sorry.
I know. I just asked you that because I knew it was yours. The only reason I asked you is I knew for sure it was your phone.
Yeah, I didn't think I was going to be here this long. So.
Well, I mean, if you got it, you don't have to go.
No. That's I'm fine. That was just.
You don't remember me very well. Once you come in, you ain't getting away for 3 hours.
I know,
That's
right?
how it is.
Clear your schedule.
I'm gonna be laughing my ass off all morning. You ain't going anywhere. That's all I'm saying. So yeah, we're just Dougie. We're just trying to slog through. And Judd comes on, and Judd and I every night watch the Twins game separately and text each other back and forth, and more F-bombs as the game goes on.
Our text threads are actually the most fun thing right now of Twins games.
They are, yeah, you're right. I don't know. It's summer. You got to have a winning baseball team, don't you?
Hey,
Or
they're
at
winning.
least a team,
Aren't
or at
they
least a
still
team
like
that's
a game above 500?
Yeah.
Well, and they would be, by the way, in the American League East right now in last place. In the American League West, they would be second to last to Oakland. So this isn't just a slightly underachieving bunch.
No.
This is a massively underachieving group of people. And you know what? I don't have a lot of faith it's going to change, too. I keep hearing, well, they'll break out of this, or the players keep talking about, we haven't put it together yet. Well, if you haven't put it together by August 1st, my experience with baseball is you ain't going to put it together.
Well, and the thing that I find somewhat bizarre is when the journalists ask Rocco, like, how the team can get better, he says, well, the players just have to get better. What? They have to get better. Well, I never even thought of that. Yes, they have to get better. Yeah, they don't get better. That's one thing I've learned from watching baseball for 50 years. They don't get better.
Well, here's my Pollyanna-ish question. You're much more of a baseball historian than I'll ever be, but didn't the 87 Twins kind of suck until September?
The 87 Twins were dominant at the Metrodome. Absolutely kicked teams' asses. Mm-hmm. They struggled on the road, which, of course, continued into the World Series, where they lost all 3 games in Busch Stadium. But the 87 Twins had some character and heart. This is a lifeless collection of duds for the most part. That's the difference.
You gotta believe is not a good slogan for this year.
No, it's not the 73 Mets. As we celebrate 50 years of Tug McGraw saying that it is not the 73 Mets. No, it is. Please end it soon. Should be the slogan. Not you gotta believe.
Oh my God, it's like having like an 18-year-old dog. Like that sounds like the slogan.
What they should do is instead of the power drinks, just spike whatever you're drinking with cyanide.
Just kill yourself.
Go away.
Yes, there you go.
Christ.
Or vodka. How about vodka? Just have a good time.
Sure.
Go out drunk.
Yeah.
At least it'd be entertaining. I'd start watching.
I don't want death, but drunk would be fine with me.
Yeah, that'd be fine. Yeah. Did you ever say to your kids like, "Oh, you got all D's"? You know what you have to do? Billy? You have to get better. Sure, that always works, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to get better.
Yeah.
I love talking about this stuff with you guys. It's a whole. I do think. Maybe you guys will disagree with this. They're going to have to maybe broom that whole front office. They're failing on all ends, aren't they?
Yes, but I don't think that they will. I think Rocco might take the fall, but I do not think they will. I don't think they have the intestinal fortitude to fire Falvey. And that would be the guy that would have to be pushed out to affect a lot of change.
Yeah, and don't you think they just need to get rid of all 3 of them, though? The Troika.
Well, yeah, ideally, yes. Yeah. Ideally, but, I mean, it's the poll ads, and they don't move quick, unfortunately.
No.
And these guys have invested – this is the scary thing. These guys have invested millions of dollars into technology, into the farm system. Like the old cheap poll ad thing, that's long gone. Sure. They've got the poll ads to spend a ton. The problem is it has resulted in not nearly enough.
No, and the whole poll ad mystique is based on, well, look at Bill Pollad, the auteur, as we call him.
The auteur.
Yeah. All he did, he just took a few $100 million, and he just kept failing and failing and failing. And then one day, he got lucky and had a hit movie, right? And it's the only thing people will remember him for.
Well, that's probably true.
And now I drive by his mansion. You've seen his mansion many times, I'm sure, on
the lake there. Yeah.
I call it Brokeback Mansion, and it's but it's all it takes, and that's all it would take for these poll ads for what Jim, right? It's Jim.
Jim Pollad.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's Joe. It's Joe now.
Joe.
Okay.
That's Bill's kid, right?
Yeah. Well, no, isn't he like a? Let's see. So that might be right. Yeah, I think he's a nephew of the Pollad, of the old man Carl, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think so. Anyway, one day they'll get lucky. They'll do everything wrong, and they'll get lucky, and they'll win the World Series, and then he'll be remembered as a genius.
I have a question for you. Why would you take $35 million and basically build a Best Buy that's supposed to be your house? That's the most boring house I've ever seen for that much money. I mean, it's just this, it looks like a grocery store.
But it's a cancer. It keeps metastasizing.
Yes, it does. You're absolutely right. It does.
I have not seen this house. But that was a good film. His hit film was
Yeah,
great.
it was fine. Yeah.
What was that?
Brian Wilson's story of Brian Wilson's days in the Beach Boys, right?
Oh, that's nice.
Well, that was his second hit. Yeah.
The first one was
Brokeback.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Brokeback, and then that one.
Yeah. I don't think much about. I know a little bit about the Beach Boys. I don't think much in that movie was actually true. However, I mean, I realize that doesn't matter, but it's sort of it's supposed to be a biopic, and from everything I know about Brian Wilson, most of that was just cooked up.
Speaking of biopics and country music, Mike, have you been watching this George and Tammy series?
No.
Loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Oh, I gotta see it.
Michael Shannon plays George Jones,
is
and he's
amazing.
fabulous.
That's a great
really,
show.
Really good. We've seen, I think, 3 episodes or so.
It only gets better.
Yeah.
As it goes, it gets better. It's phenomenal.
I saw
Where's that one on?
I stream it on the internet.
Is it in-
So
oh,
it's
you do?
Paramount Plus or Disney or Amazon or Netflix, or it's probably
yeah,
just
I
better to
figured
look
that.
up.
Yeah, I figured
One
that.
of
Probably
those.
better just
That's just a given.
I mean, who can ever answer that question,
I know,
right? I don't know.
It's crazy.
right.
My
I
wife
saw-
and I have a whiteboard in our basement with all the shows we're watching and then what channel
about
they're
it.
on. It's,
That may be a sign of an illness.
The whiteboard?
Yeah, I'm just saying, maybe you need to get out a little more.
Get out of the house.
The whiteboard.
Roam around.
you're telling me I need to get out more?
That is bleak.
It's a good point.
I
Like, you need to
don't.
look
I
in the
don't
mirror.
participate. I merely advise.
Okay.
I saw Tammy Wynette shortly after she broke up with George,
Yeah.
and it was at the Guthrie, and it was a great show.
The old Guthrie.
The old Guthrie.
Yes,
right.
I remember that, yeah.
And then after the show, she sold 8x10 autographed pictures of her and George together.
Of course.
Because she had to get rid of them, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So they could get them cheap.
Just remember
This was the
Stanley, man.
toughest scene to watch. She was apparently leaving her first husband, and he threw her in a mental hospital.
Oh.
And there's a scene where she gets shock treatments when she's 8 months pregnant.
Yeah. You believe that? Yeah. Isn't that amazing?
Wow.
And I didn't know much about Tammy Wynette other than Stand By Your Man. I'm like, oh, it's just another bubblehead. It's like, this woman, there was a lot going on with her. It was quite a story.
So she broke up with George, but she's still selling autographed pictures
Yeah.
of her and George.
That's correct.
Did she draw little Hitler mustaches on him?
Just throws a sticker on his face, like an emoji.
Do the crossed eyes in the center?
But now that I know she had electroshock, was it electroshock?
Yeah.
Right. Now that I know, it makes sense because the woman I interviewed her once, and
Did you really?
Oh yeah, but you put all this together, no emotions at all.
No, really?
And only someone with no emotions would sell those pictures, right?
I suppose.
And balloons would cling to her head.
Yes, the electricity was. She couldn't comb her hair ever. That's probably
Every time
true.
they tried to change the diaper on that baby. Shock, 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 shock.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, you guys.
How the hell did they allow somebody 8 months pregnant to receive electroshock therapy?
Don't know.
Well, you could ask the other
What?
question, which I know. Why would
gotta
they
go.
allow anyone to inflict that on a person?
I don't know. It's amazing.
They're still using it, aren't they? They still.
Well, they use a version. It's a much milder version.
Actually, Judd has to go have shock therapy.
I got to
right
run,
now.
guys. See ya.
Bye,
See you later,
Judd.
Thank you, sir.
Have a good one. Bye.
Thanks a lot. Judd. I keep forgetting he has to leave at 38.
No worries.
No worries, mate. Is that what you're saying?
That's exactly what I wanted to say, but then I felt like I should call you like Mr. Mate.
Who used to say no worries, mate? Somebody did say that all the time, but I can't remember who it is.
They must be very cool.
No
Every
worries.
Australian person you've ever met.
Yeah, probably true. Yeah, that might be traveling with Little River Band. I might have learned that. one.
I
That's
know it
probably
wasn't
true.
my mother.
I don't know if Brad Blanks, does he call us mate? I don't know, mate.
No, he doesn't call
I
us
don't think
mate.
he would either,
So,
yeah.
how come he hasn't been on lately? He hasn't been on in a month.
I was going to shoot him a message. I just thought about that, so that reminds me. Yes, I will shoot him a message today and say we have not heard from you. We got to get
Where
him
the
on.
hell's he been? That pain in the ass. 5 foot. What is he? About 6'6".
He's taller than
something?
me.
He's big. He's like 6'6".
Yeah, I met him down. Well, you guys were doing a show at Treasure Island, and I met him. And
Yep. Well,
nice guy. His dad is a car guy. Actually, they call him caravans.
Caravan, yeah.
Yeah, trailers. His dad is a big trailer.
big
salesman.
caravan salesman.
Yep.
Yeah, he. God, I miss him. He's just a great guy.
Guy's got a little bit of energy.
I will tell you, honest to
Holy
God, Tim, if
crap.
you ever get a chance, go on the internet. Brad Blanks is interviewing. Who the hell is it again?
Adam Sandler and Jennifer Aniston.
And Jennifer
Oh,
Aniston.
yeah.
but he's 6'6", and he is very broad. So he's literally on his knees interviewing them. And then Jennifer Aniston said, "Why don't you just stand up?" And he keeps standing up and keeps standing up and keeps standing up.
And the horror.
And they're just shocked. They're like, "Oh my God."
And then Adam Sandler goes, "Oh my God!"
He does. He goes, "Oh my
So
God."
funny.
Oh, I miss Brad. We got to have Brad on. So in any case, so we've decided the Twins suck.
Yeah, I think
even though they're in first place.
That was the conclusion for a while now, isn't it?
I just really wish we could have a team. The Vikings have not even been to a Super Bowl since 1977. It's unbelievable thinking about that. I thought this past year, that the Golden Gopher hockey team might win a big one. Didn't even come close. What is the problem with Minnesota sports teams?
They're terrible.
Why?
I don't know.
Well, it's all about acceptance.
Oh, it
Generally
is, okay.
speaking, acceptance is a good thing.
Yeah.
But when everything around you is mediocre, I don't think it is.
Yeah, you might be right there. Just if
Here's my solution. They just have to get better.
Okay, well, that's brilliant.
Yeah, the Twins players need to get better. I think that's the key, right? That's what we're saying. I've been gotten that review a lot. They said, "Brittany, the show's great, but you need to be better." And I go, "Yeah, good point."
You got all my messages?
My phone was off for a while, and I got them all at once.
All of them came in at once.
Be
no
better.
question.
But Minnesota fans are loyal, so I mean they're going to be loyal.
No, they're not. They're terrible.
No, they're not.
Oh,
Are they really?
The worst, yeah. Cubs fans are loyal. Okay. Red Sox fans are loyal. Twins fans, no.
But there's a Chicago mystique where they embrace not just mediocrity.
That's true.
But failure.
They do.
It's their brand. But see, that requires irony. Minnesota is not an ironic state.
Well, but let's not forget about the Blackhawks and the Bulls, though. They had a few good years. It's not exactly failure.
Bears won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, when was that?
85. Was it 85?
He goes 85.
All right.
Got her dialed right in.
Which is bigger than 77.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what's great about that? The only reason I knew what you're saying is the Bears were Super Bowl champions the year I took the job at KQ.
Really?
Oh, there you go. That's a long time ago, baby.
Was it, what they said, 60 years ago? Was the guy that was checking you?
60, 70 years ago.
60 years ago.
When you were on the queue over there.
Back when they did the Super Bowl shuffle, I shuffled my way into the hallways of
remember
KQ.
the Super Bowl shuffle. I haven't heard that in a while.
Yeah, remember that line? They got in trouble for that because they went out and they recorded that before they did the Super Bowl, and its coach and Ditka lost his mind and was like, "What are you idiots doing? We have a game to play. You can't be recording rap songs, you morons." Yeah.
No, it was more than, you know how stupid you're going to look when we lose?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
That's a good point.
That's a problem.
Now, there's a guy who knows how to inspire an athlete.
Mike Ditka?
Yeah.
God, I saw him once. He was at the next table. I was in a restaurant down in Chicago's next table. That boy is crippled up, man.
Is he really?
Whoa.
Remember when he decided to get into politics?
No.
Oh, yeah, he was going to get into politics. Where he went wrong was he said he was going to run for chancellor.
Chancellor? Yeah. That's going to be a problem in America.
Yeah, I think so.
But was he really involved in politics?
He was the people, because people in Chicago were always trying to get him to run for office.
Like mayor or something?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's where the whole Saturday Night Live joke started. You know, the Ditka jokes, remember that?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that's where it all started. There was a certain amount of grandiosity there.
He probably could. He probably could have been mayor if you
he probably
really
could have
wanted
been,
to.
Yeah,
and even governor, probably.
Maybe.
Yeah, I was amazed by that, though. He was nowhere near as big as I thought he would be, but it turns out probably because he was so crippled up, he was all hunched over. And
Yeah.
It was sad to see because that boy at one time was a great, great football player.
Well, that sport will take something out of it.
Yeah, I've noticed that. There's no doubt about it. We got to take a break. Be right back. Tim Slagle's in studio with us at Acme tonight through Saturday. More with the boys and the girl right after this.
Hi, I'm Mike Bryant, and I'm driving my car safely and legally communicating on my phone. Minnesota law allows a driver to use their cell phone to make calls, text, listen to music or podcasts, and get directions by voice command or single-touch activation without holding your phone. Violations are very expensive.
The National Safety Council reports that cell phone use while driving leads to 1.6 million crashes per year, and nearly 400,000 injuries are caused by texting and driving. Not surprising, since 4 seconds with your eyes off the road is like driving the length of a football field blindfolded. And research shows that just 2 seconds increases the risk of an accident up to 24 times. Texting may only take a second, but it can end your life or ruin it forever. Please drive safely and stay alive.
Find Bradshaw and Bryant, personal injury attorneys at minnesotapersonalinjury.com.
We've been hearing about the new technology offered at Twin Cities Premier Health for the treatment of ED. This is one of those topics that can get uncomfortable to talk about, but the truth is, if new technology can improve your life by treating the root cause of most erectile dysfunction, why wouldn't we want to talk about it? Look, I've been going there I think I'm on my 6th treatment this week. Things go very well. It takes about 10, 15 minutes, not a big deal at all. It's a non-invasive, non-surgical, highly effective science-based procedure that creates an increase in blood flow and helps create new blood vessels by treating the root cause of most erectile dysfunction. If, like so many of my listeners, you aren't interested in continuing to take a pill to create a pharmaceutically induced erection and wipe all the spontaneity out, reach to the Twin Cities Premier Health like I did and right now receive this special offer. A free treatment and a free consultation when you book today. This is valued at $800, 952-395-4346. That's my unique phone number, 952-395-4346 for their office, or go to TwinCitiesPremierHealth.com. Be sure to tell them Tom Barnard sent you. Only 10 minutes left. We've been laughing all damn morning because of Tim and Robert coming in. I'm hoping, I really am hoping that we're back to comedians coming in every week, man. It made my career.
No, it's great to be back with you, Tom. It's when I heard you retired, it just
Or died.
Broke my heart.
Or died, yes.
Yeah.
That's the other one.
Well, that's what I thought. I always thought, you'll get this mic from me when you take it from my cold, dead hands.
Which, as it's turning out, is probably true. But it might be any minute now. I'm not certain, but,
I'd be so mad if you died. Like while we're on
you'd
the
be
show.
mad, okay.
Like on the show. Like we only do this show 3 hours.
Yeah.
You can die one of the other times.
If I die, you see, here's my impression of Catherine if I die. No, anyway.
You're so dramatic. You're such a baby. You want us to go, no.
At what point do you put a defibrillator in the studio
me
here?
Me and Rudy would be Uncle Bernie Tom for about 5 months before, because our whole career relies on him still here.
we go.
Come see Tom at Hooters this weekend.
Tom's doing great. Tom's doing well. He's going to stay at the studio tonight.
Do you think the paramedic, when they turn on the defibrillator, the paramedic is going to look at Tom and say, "You got to get better."
You got to get better. But he meant at radio. That's what he meant. No question about it.
Get better.
Weird as he was looking at Brittany when he said it.
He said, more notes for me. I wrote it down already, but I got it from the paramedic as well.
You got to tighten up that show because it's been Duluth.
He's been working on it. I hate you. I really liked you. I was writing your name down. I thought, Tim's great. You're out. Buddy.
Tim's great, but now he's no longer
done.
great.
Mr. Slagle, please show yourself out.
Man, you really Burnsville'd me that one.
Everybody at the table.
will not.
Everybody at the table is running through Minnesota City.
I know, right?
What do you do with Mankato? I don't know. Shit.
You don't do much
I
with
got
man.
stuck on Ada. I never got farther.
I'm the Green Hornet. This is my Mankato.
See?
All right, you're back in.
Don't use that shit and crash and burn. Because you will crash and
Doug's
burn.
buying a ticket now just so he can go, that didn't work.
Oh my God! Well, and the sad thing about it is you can't even do better than embarrass. The name of the town's already Embarrass, Minnesota.
That's very true.
Why would you name your town Embarrass? I don't get it.
There's always weird names. There's Climax and all that
Climax
stuff.
is Blue Ball.
Now then, Minnesota.
Now then, yeah.
And after all, I lived on Cretin Avenue for a long time.
There's a
lot of guys go to college.
There's a
Cretin
road
Avenue.
north of Detroit called Big Beaver Road, and
Nice. That sign gets stolen all the time.
Yeah.
It does.
Mom, Merry Christmas. I got your sign.
Oh God, your own mother. You can't do that to your mother, can you?
Yeah.
Your own mother.
My mom
Although
would
if I did
actually
it-
laugh. She's
See,
got a
my
weird
mother
sense of
wouldn't get
humor.
it.
Yeah.
So what do you mean Big Beaver? I see you have no idea what the hell I'm talking
My
about.
mom went to Minot State, and that was their mascot, the beaver. So she literally will be like, anytime there's a beaver.
the lady beavers.
Yes,
It's
and so
actually,
and so she'll randomly go like,
the lady beavers.
she'll go like, but go beavers, and does it sort of like, and I'm like, stop, mom.
Well, and don't you feel sorry for all the somewhat chunky girls going to college in Menominee
I know.
with the sweatshirts that say stout?
That say stout right on them. Yeah, you don't want to wear a stout sweatshirt if you're a 300-pounder,
No,
do you?
not probably.
You might as well get to the joke first.
By the way, I think I should point out for those of you who are not watching this on YouTube, when Brittany did the beaver noise, she actually was doing buck teeth, not just slurping.
No, it's true.
I was having another episode. And I do better again.
I always wondered why she was so popular.
That's true.
I've wondered that many times, Mike.
Be better. I got it. The note's got.
Get off your ass. Let's go. That's fantastic. So, Tim, you're on the road. Things are good.
Yeah. Comedy's still popular. So.
Well, we need it now more than ever, don't you think?
I would think so. Yeah, especially with the election coming up. Holy cow, this one's gonna be icky.
God, that's right. Oh, it's
as
gotta
opposed
be
to the
hideous.
last two.
Yeah, well, that's right.
No. This one's gonna get one's gonna get really icky. If Trump gets put in prison, can you imagine? I mean, I know a lot of people are hoping for that, but you trust me. You stick a dissident in prison, it does not stop the movement.
So I heard a story on public radio last Saturday. It was about Chile. They have a prison just for ex-presidents. And no, they do, and they have 3 of them that are in there. They change governments about every 5 minutes, and they're all and they throw them in prison.
South of Chicago, there's a college called Governor's State. And I was shocked to learn that it was a college because I thought it was a prison.
Well, in that state,
that's what I mean.
I
think we have the record. I think 3.
I think 3
governors.
went to prison.
I'll tell you something that just about the mood of people. All the politicians are heading to Iowa now, right?
Yes.
And so Mike Pence, who's, as we talked about earlier, off the mic, he's not even going to qualify as of now.
Doesn't seem
to
like
take
it,
part in the debate, and it doesn't take that much to qualify. So he's done. A lot of these politicians do that. So he's recorded like a heartfelt little thing that they basically use for the robocalls, right? And so the people in Iowa, they pick up their phone, and then they hear Mike Pence talking, and their reaction is to say, "Hang up, Mike Pence."
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Are we?
Oh boy!
I know. You let it go.
That was a long run for a short slide, Michael.
I don't know. I got a big laugh at the crossroads with that.
See? Oh, I'm going to Crossroads now that you brought it up.
Yeah.
I love that. No, look, as you know, I'm in a situation where I look at it and go, how could you support any of these people? Jesus, it's got to be the lamest crowd we've ever had.
Yeah, it's not good.
Well, look what's in government now. You've got Dianne Feinstein. She has to be told how to vote. You've got Fetterman with that Siamese twin growing out of the back of his neck.
What happened to that guy?
I don't know. You've got Mitch McConnell rebooting in the middle of a press conference.
That was so sad. He just stood there and stared. It's like.
I know, that was.
Whoa!
I thought he was having an epiphany.
Well, maybe he did too. Though.
Right?
Oh God, it's just. I've never seen a worse crowd of people.
No, it's like we're being ruled by zombies.
Yeah,
we're a zombarchy.
Oh, I like zombarky. That works for me.
It's true. A lot of these guys, if they were in an assisted living building, they'd be on the top floor.
Is that the dangerous one?
That's when they're on the top floor. That's the end game. Yeah.
So
really, you think that doesn't seem productive? It seems to me that the bottom floor would be much more convenient.
Well, so you get closer to where they're going.
You don't have to take them through all the other residents down the elevator.
Well, but the problem with the bottom floor though is it's too easy for them to leave the building.
That's true.
And then the top floor.
When they leave, it's like Tom's uncle.
Yes, it just gets thrown out of the building. Out of the building. Well, I mean, we could throw that in too. What Mike's talking about is my dad was put behind the gray bars, not for committing a crime, but for being completely psychotic. That was interesting going to visit him.
Yeah.
He'd, run the tin cup along the bar.
How many times did you guys go visit him?
I only went a couple of times because I was a little boy.
And did your mom keep going too?
My mom hated him.
I know.
I was not going to go visit him.
And yet you had 7 brothers and sisters.
That's why she hated him.
Yeah. Right there. There's a very thin line between passion and hate.
No, she didn't hate him. Those kids just never got along.
Yeah.
Let me put it that way.
You can do things with people and not want to cohabitate with them.
That's true.
I can't remember, and I'm sorry if you've said this, but did your mom formally get a divorce or no?
She eventually did, but she was Roman Catholic, so she fought it like a son of a bitch.
I bet.
Finally, my oldest sister talked her into getting a divorce. Yep.
Did she get an annulment?
I don't know. I don't know if it's a divorce, an annulment, what it was, but,
What do you do with 7 kids when the marriage is annulled? How does that...
Yeah, who gets the kids, especially when they're like 37, 40?
Well, you have to ask Rudy Giuliani about that.
Yeah, Doug just answered your question. You get into radio and hope your middle child makes a lot of money. That's what you do, right there.
She did well.
It all worked out in the end, I guess. But no, it's that's why we're sitting here, right? Does anybody have a smooth sail in this? Well, Doug, you did, but
well, my parents split up when I was 11 or 12.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
But it was amicable, and I love them both dearly, But I learned it was a life lesson. The same year my parents got divorced, the Beatles broke up. I'm like, that's it, nothing lasts. The world sucks. Now I'm going to become a sullen teenager and smoke weed for 10 years, which is pretty much what I did.
Do you think as it turns out, that most of the people you talk to had some familial problems?
Everybody has struggles.
They just do, don't
everybody
they?
does.
Yeah.
And then some of them are really, really severe, and they just hide it, and
Well,
you don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I told you, but when I was born, I opened my eyes and looked around, and I looked at my mother, and I said, "Not you again."
Oh, God.
I've seen you from the inside out, lady. I'd just like you to know, oh, my God, it's time to wrap it up. Tim Slagle, ladies and gentlemen, at Acme tonight through Saturday. Tim, it's so great to see you in person again, back in studio.
Back at you.
Thank you to Robert, too. He came in for the first couple hours. Having comedians in the studio is a huge part of the whole deal. We were the first ones to do it, and we'll be the last ones to... Although that's all Rogan does now is have comedians in. Kind of stole our idea, that prick.
Oh, I'm sure we're getting a cut.
Yeah, go on stage and call him out like Carlos Mencia.
Carlos Mencia. God, I haven't heard that name in a while. What's he up to?
He actually might be on the show in the next couple of weeks.
Works for me. I don't care. I haven't heard. Where has he been?
He's coming to House of Comedy.
Is he really?
Absolutely, yeah.
God, it's been a while. Well, but nobody's shown up in the last 4 years, so that's great.
Yeah.
Hey, as long as we can come in and have a laugh, I don't give a rat's ass about any of that stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I will say one thing on the way out that I thought was very, very cool, because Tim Slagle is sitting in the chair he's sitting in now, and Robert came in, and immediately I could tell that you guys don't exactly agree politically in many ways.
Not at all.
But it didn't show up at all, and I really hope people learned a lesson from that. You guys are 180 degrees apart in politics, but it didn't get in the way of doing your job and being funny, and I really appreciate that.
Yeah. We come to terms on comedy. We
Exactly.
agree on comedy, and
We got
that's the way
so
it
many
should be.
messages too, Tim, saying like this is one of the best shows we've
all.
had. Yeah, just
kind of in the last 20 minutes, you think?
Yeah. With Doug's heavy breathing on the microphone, people were really into
Dougie
that.
got here. Hey, as this show goes on, this is how the show is going to be. The more comedians we can get to come in, it's what made the KQ Morning Show. It absolutely is. Because we said, and I'll never forget calling the comedy clubs, and they're going, what do you mean you want them to come in and do radio? I never heard of that before. Nobody ever done it, right? But it was great having you in. I thought it was a magnificent show. Thank you to Robert as well. Robert will be with us next week. As a matter of fact, he'll be at Acme next week.
Mm-hmm.
He's over at 490 Robert Street.
Laugh Camp.
Laugh Camp. Yep, absolutely. Now, but I want to tell you, this show meant a lot to me, and I think people will understand if they listen to this show what Brittany just said. This is where the show needs to be. Everybody laughing, everybody getting along, no political fights, none of that bullshit. We don't want to hear it anymore.
Yep.
I want to be entertained. I want to be laughed. I sat here for 3 hours and laughed my ass off. So thank you. And the rest of you, I have never liked any of you. I can point that out.
Blow it, Barnard.
We'll talk to you later.